News Nation, welcome to our live coverage of Kentucky Oaks Day, starting with the Troian Stakes. The boys are back. We're feeling good because our luck finally has started to turn around after a rough start to this day here. Aaron Halterman, Jared Welch, Mike Somich, Papa Dude, and Magic here with you. And guys, we finally made it to the Troian Stakes. It's only taken about, I think, Sundays for us here. We got 2 minutes to post. Secret Oath is the 3-2 favorite right now. Aaron, I'll start with you. Is she still your top pick in here? Do you like her at these odds? What are you thinking?
Well, I don't have her on top. I have search results on top, but that's good news for Secret Oath because I never get her right ever. So, I had her on top last time out. She was a loser. I didn't have her on top 2 races back. She won for fun. So, a lot of respect. I went 5 deep in here. I didn't like this race as far as having a strong opinion. This seems pretty wide open to me.
Jared, you're the one person that really dressed up. I thought putting on a polo was good enough to be dressed up for this, and you went all out with the Kentucky Oaks themed jacket and everything there. So, what are you thinking about? Is there a 1 minute to post here for the La Troienne?
My top pick here is Ray on the outside, 5-1. I mean, I'm with Halterman. I'm playing against Searchers, or I'm playing against Secret Oath, and I like Search Results second. Those are the 2 I played in my pick 3, and I'm trying to beat her. So I think those prices are more than fair on her. I think Search Results might be the one of the classier horses of the race. And Secret Oath, I just don't like coming off. We saw how what was the other ones? Samurai came back. I just don't like the short turnaround with Secret Oath. She ran hard in that Apple Blossom.
You're muted, Magic.
I was gonna say
2 minutes and 8 seconds in.
Still
muted. Sorry. I'm trying to balance everything here. They're going in the gate. Amore was my top pick as well here. A filly I used to own through my racehorse. They decided to sell her, and then she became a multiple stakes winner with Brad Cox. So great job, my racehorse. 63 Caliber is my filly. Mike Somich, who's your top pick here real quick?
I think Secret Oath's going to rob. The pace setup's great for her here. I do like Search Results in second. I think Pauline's Pearl's live long shot here. 15-1's a little bit too high of a price on her.
She looks great.
It's a great price on her. Papa Dude, what about you, man?
I've got Secret Oath. This is a big one for me. I need to get this one. I'm really worried about that 10 horse, though.
All right, 10 horse Amore in the gate here. Cheers, everybody that's watching. They're off. Oh, and Amore didn't break well, so not great for her.
Yeah, Search Results going to go to the front. Pretty much what we thought. There goes Society. We knew she would go out there as well, so we'll kind of see how this shakes out. Played hard, not one I had on the front, and there she is out there, so.
Yeah, I'm surprised she's out there as well. I thought she was going to sit kind of that stalking trip. Search Results ends up with the trip I thought Play Hard was going to get.
Yep, I think Search Results is in a good spot. If you like her, where's Amore? Ooh, she
missed the break. She's further back than she ever likes to go. So
yeah,
they're cooking pretty good there.
Okay spot for Secret Oath.
I always worry about Society.
Yeah, she can get brave on the front end.
Yep. I just don't think she's good enough.
They're going pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are.
She looks like a small filly. Society.
Well, this race is setting up for Secret Oath for sure if she's good enough here.
Yep.
She's coming, but Pauline's Pearl is staying ahead of her, and she's moving as well.
Yeah, she's going 4 wide there.
It's a professional horse.
63 Caliber's already thrown in the anchor. That's great. Good to see. Glad we decided to try this race.
It looks like Gaffleon's on the brakes on Secret Oath right now.
He better not be. Amore's coming right behind him.
Yep, he better get it going.
2 cut the corner too. This is
going
to get wild.
Come on.
Because the 2 cut the corner on Secret Oath, but
Secret Oath's got to get by that 1.
I think she's got the 1. Maybe I don't.
No, she doesn't.
So hard. I don't
know. Nope. The 1's got her.
The 1's gonna upset the whole damn thing.
Play hard. Exactly like we thought it would happen.
Yeah, I don't see anybody having that one.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, that sucks. I had her 4th, and I went 3 deep everywhere.
Okay.
Wow. Was it just me, or did it look like there was a bump towards the end of that race, or did Secret Oath just kind of bobble?
It felt like the 1 herded her out.
I don't know.
I don't know if they made contact. I mean, because the 1's clearly coming out here.
Left-handed. looked like right there, Secret Oath got ahead.
Yeah, I want to see the head on. I wonder if she got bumped when she got ahead or not.
Looks like she took a little bit of a weird step.
Because her head went down. It wasn't like her body went sideways.
Yeah.
Secret Oath's head went down farther than usual.
Yeah. Could have been a weird step. Could have got bumped. Don't know. Won't know until see the replay of that one. But guys, I just didn't see this from Played Hard.
I still don't.
My immediate responses or thoughts are, I think you definitely want Amore back. I mean, she ran really well, all things considered. She just never was in the race. And I mean, for like split second, looked like, is she going to come run these horses down? Like, I mean, obviously she's just too tired, but she kept on with it. She ran well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jared. When Flo steered her inside like that, I thought, all right, well, maybe we'll get up for a piece of this. She'll hit the board. She just didn't get there in time.
I really thought the 2 was going to win because I thought, well, she cut the corner and then she just couldn't outfinish it either. So the 10, I think, ran a huge race. Magic picked that horse up on the turn. How well she was moving. There is an objection.
Okay. I don't think they're going to win it.
You guys, anyone worried about the track as far as seems like speed is doing well?
I thought the right speed was doing well. I mean, if you like, the first race of the day was the top 4 horses early were all top 4 horses at the wire, but 3 of them were the 3 shortest prices on the board. And then you saw race 3, I think it was, or race 2. Race 2, yeah, Vava came from mid pack and was able to run down and get the win. So I think it's been playing fair. Like right here, I feel like if it was a souped up track, Search Results or Society should have been able to hold on like that. Oh, there's a little bit of bumping. There was a little. I don't know if it's enough to make a difference.
There's a bump and there's also a lot of hurting there.
Yeah, she goes from the 5 path to the 9 path here. So the question is, are they going to care about hurting at Churchill or not? At Belmont, this stays up.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough to take this horse down, but she herded her out pretty bad.
Yes, she did.
That was a good solid contact.
And when a race is that close, it makes a difference.
I don't think they're taking this down.
I don't either.
But I don't think it's a lock one way or the other.
I don't think they're taking it down because I don't ever win one of these.
Jason says, I hate wishing the objection pans out. Yeah, they can.
Yeah, it's the worst. Sweating it when you need it to be flipped, when it's not obvious, when something like this, where it's like, well, they could really decide either way here.
There's no question that the second place horse kept a straight path. So
yes,
it's just a matter of, are we going to care that the 1 went out on her like that?
That it further explains why Flo dove inside with Amore, because he looked like he realized if she's going to keep moving forward, we're going to be in the grandstands the way these horses are moving out with that head on there.
Right.
Well, I don't think the 4 was able to keep a straight path. I think the 4 ended up 3 lanes wider than it was.
It's watch. See that right there?
Yep.
And that also affects the 10.
Yep. Yeah.
Made the 10 have to do something that maybe the 10 could have stayed outside and won. Maybe.
Well, I hope send her down to 4th.
I mean, I get it, but I'd be shocked
5 more minutes.
I don't think they'll pull it down.
Well, the problem is it's the lack of the contact is the problem, right? If we would have had a couple more bumps, maybe, but lack of contact is going to hurt, I think, this. But look, I mean, she definitely got floated out. I think it stays up.
I do too.
The more I watch this, the more I think now. I still think it's forgivable, but it looked like Secret Oath she got herded out so much that she's actually the one that came in and made the contact. Like the 1 finally ran straight.
Yeah, it does look like
there.
that.
You see her kind of turn left just a little bit from the right-handed whip.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Ronald says, "Hey, I've got the 1." I don't think you got too much to worry about after seeing this over and over. I think you're okay. Whoops.
It is taking some time though.
Yeah, the longer this stays up, the more likely it seems like they're giving Johnny V some love.
Yeah, it seems like
If he's off the phone laughing like that
Yeah.
after talking to the stewards, he's pretty confident.
This on you, you little peckerhead.
There he goes. It's going to stand.
Oh,
Yeah.
that pisses me off.
Well-
I should've kept deeper.
She said.
You know, that was the horse ran great though.
Yeah.
You can't knock the horse. It was
Well,
really
the one probably deserves to. Well, no, probably does deserve to be the winner there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for sure.
really ran well.
Secret Oath did okay. She ran hard. Listen, it's tough to come back on short rest. And Jared said it. She ran really hard today
He did.
in the Apple Blossom, and she had to run hard again. So
Hey, Mike, I just saw the D'Amato horse got completed the super high five there. Desert Dawn ran better than Pauline's Pearl, classy edition.
Yeah, Desert. I mean, any D'Amato going to Kentucky right now is one you got to respect. They're all outrunning their odds right now.
Aaron, I think you described Secret Oath best the other day after the Apple Blossom
mhm.
when you said she makes that push, but then she can't quite. If somebody stays with her, she can't beat them.
Yeah, she needs to bury you on the turn, and when
Yeah.
she doesn't, then it gets scary. And that's what happened. She tried it, but
Yeah.
she couldn't bury that horse. And
She
then-
did exactly what she does every time.
Yeah, exactly.
She's just a really good horse, not a great one.
Yep, exactly. I agree.
And you know what? So was her mother.
Yeah, Absent Minded was kind of the same way. She's better than Absent Minded though.
Yes.
But yeah. But look, it's a nose away from a girl, not a nose, a neck away from another grade one for her. I thought it was a good race. I think Amore, that's a disappointing horse too, because we didn't get to see what she could do today. So, kind of a frustrating race for everybody that bet that one.
Ed's asking if Ness is coming back this year. Yeah, she's targeting the Ogden Phipps, right? Which will be next month at Belmont Park. So she's targeting that. I'm probably going to see Secret Oath show up there if she doesn't race between now and then. Probably see a lot of these fillies and mares go out there. Ogden Phipps, but that'll be exciting, right? We all loved Ness last year as a 3-year-old and see what she's able to put together.
Yeah.
Oh.
You better hurry, man.
All right.
You got 37 minutes for the next race.
Is it only 37 minutes?
I thought it'd be an hour and
Yeah,
37.
that's a quick turnaround here for today.
Yeah.
Church.
Don't worry. Between the next one and the Oaks, it'll be an hour and a half. So
You realize
that's the gap.
you realize we got off the air around 11:40, whatever it was this morning. This is only the 4th race since then.
I believe that. Yeah.
Crazy.
Just wait till tomorrow.
and I haven't cashed the bet.
Just
since.
wait till tomorrow.
It has been a frustrating day.
Yeah, it's been one of those days for sure.
Yeah, and I have no confidence in the next one whatsoever.
On the at least there's some silver lining, because I had that pick 3 going in there and I only had the 2 and the 10, so I wouldn't have hit it. But I was so upset that I tried to beat Money's Goal. I played Money's Goal in a huge pick 3, but then I played like a saver with the 8, and it's like it's like one of those where you're right, if you beat her, and they still had the wrong horse to beat her. I just could not believe she lost that race, Money's Gold. And Papa Dude, you had that horse on your team, don't you?
I did. Plus Secret Oath.
Oh, yeah.
But I got 2 seconds.
Finishes.
Pretty good.
Does that mean you get to take the first swig out of Mike Somich's bottle for finishing second?
That means I'm keeping the one I'm supposed to be sending him.
I'm fine
There
with
you
that,
go.
Papa Dude. You can keep it. The other 3 people on here can send me one. I'm good with that.
I don't know if they sell that around here.
I guarantee you they do, Papa Dude.
They do.
Okay.
Yes.
You know what,
You think
Papa Dude?
Walmart
You don't
would
have to
have it?
send me a bottle if you do a shot of tequila live next week on the Do To Bet Daily Show.
That's 11 o'clock in the morning, Somich.
I know. I love it. I love it.
You say it's smooth?
Yeah, you
Oh,
can
it's really
be fine.
good. Yeah.
Well, I might be able to then.
All right.
All right, let's talk about the Edgewood Stakes here. We've got 11 fillies and 11 3-year-old fillies going a mile on the 16th on the turf course here. And Mike Somich, I'll throw it to you because you did the preview for us at racingdudes.com and up on the channel, youtube.com/racingdudes. Favorite, right? before we see the official tote here, click Cairo Consort, the morning line favorite at 3-1 with Tyler Gaffleone, who just missed winning the La Troyenne there of Secret Oath. Papilio, the 9-horse, fresh off of beating Cairo Consort narrowly at Keeneland, is the 7-2 second choice. Where did you go on top, Mike Somich?
Yeah, I was actually gonna scold you for your article that you put with my video, because you said it's a rivalry. Is it a rivalry if Cairo Consort's never beat Papilio? Because I mean, Papilio's undefeated against Cairo Consort so far. So, but I'm not using either on top. Give me the 10-horse Flashy Gem at a price here on top, 10-1 on the morning line. I think there is not much speed in this spot, and I expect Saez to go on the 10-horse. Speed's been holding well on this turf course. I think you got a shot at a reasonable size upset here with Flashy Gem. I only went 3 deep in the multi stuff. I used the 10 Flashy Gem, the 5 Preliminary, and the 9 Papilio. I think Papilio covers Cairo Consort. The 2 Liguria is the horse I'm actually most worried about that I don't have on tickets. But I think this is a really good setup for Flashy Gem. I think she's got a great shot at going gate to wire.
Aaron Haltzman, there's 3 Chad Browns in here on turf, so you can probably assume one of them's got a great chance of winning here. But where did you go with your top pick?
Yeah, I went with Preliminary. This is the Chad Brown horse with Kalleward. Usually when they enter 3, the Kalleward one does run best. So I went with Preliminary. And of course, Irad Ortiz gets aboard for the second straight time. Like the maiden debut last time out at Gulfstream, think the horse can move forward. I get it, though. You know, Papilio's a pretty nice horse, and so is Cairo Consort. I'm just kind of taking the stance of they're nice, but if there's a really good horse, they can be beat. And I'm hoping that this Chad Brown runner is. I want to mention the one that Somich picked here as well, because I've got Flashy Jim in second. I saw the same thing you did, Somich. I thought that was a really good maiden score at Ellis Park. Went over to Turfway, ran solid twice on the synthetic. So I think Flashy Jim makes sense too. But give me the 5 on top, 10 in second.
Jared, what about you, bud?
Yeah, I am on Preliminary here. I just liked kind of like what Halterman mentioned there with I just think the way this horse is coming into the race looks pretty solid. Cairo Consort to me is I just couldn't put it in the top spot. Put second. One of those frustrating horses. I want to say we had her last time out, or at least we had her and someone else, Halterman. Cairo Consort actually had a pretty tough trip that day, but she's solid. I just don't know if I can count on her to get the job done. I actually left off your horse, your Flashy Jim. So we'll see if that backfires on me. But yeah, I did not use number 10.
Papa Dude, no Asmussen's in here, so a little tougher for you to handicap. Where did you go on top in the Edgewood?
Not this year. He's not been doing very well, so I've had to turn to other places. I went with Cairo, whatever it is, Cairo Consort, because of the consistency. And I looked back 3 races ago at Gulfstream at 1 mile and a 16th. The horse won. Papilio has beat that horse twice, but not at 1 mile and a 16th. So that was the deciding factor for me to put that horse over Papilio. So I've got that horse second. So I've got Cairo Consort, Papilio. I like Flashy Jim as well. Third, I can't get on Preliminary, and Aaron knows the reason. The horse only ran 1 race. And I have to see more before I'll go there. So I went with 3. Where are you, Papilio? 9 and 10. 3, 9, 10.
Yeah, Preliminary, just the 1 race. It's huge step up here for a horse off the maiden debut win. For me in this race, I went with Flashy Gem on top as well. I put Papilio second and Cairo Consort third. I think they're very close to the same horse, but Papilio a little bit better. Mike Somich is right. Papilio has finished ahead of Cairo Consort both times.
At a mile.
Each other. Flashy Gem, I went with her on top as well. I think that speed is a big angle. Mike, let me throw it back to you because I know you handicapped her, you put her on top because of the speed. Who sits second with her, and how much pace pressure do you think she actually faces here?
I mean, that's the golden question, right? Because when you go through here, the only other horse that really has shown early pace is going to be your 8-horse Heavenly Sunday. You've got some from the 4, but when the 4 was on the lead, it was a really slow pace. I think kind of more inherited than anything else. So Heavenly Sunday's got Florence Giroux up. I don't think Heavenly Sunday is nearly as fast or wants to go. If you look back 2 and 3 back at Gulfstream and Keeneland when they went 47 and change for the half miles. This horse was in 5th and 3rd in those 2 races. So not really that same level of speed. And then you just look at how Cy has been riding in Kentucky the last 3-4 weeks. He is sending everything on the turf. He was doing it at Keeneland. He's done it so far this week at Churchill. He's going to do it again here. If the key is here, Flashy Gem crosses over on Heavenly Sunday going into that first turn, Giroux's going to back off. And oh, by the way, these are both Brad Cox horses. So the likelihood of the two of them pushing each other, I think, is significantly lower than if they were trained by separate people. So the fact that you have 2 Brad Cox horses who are essentially here going to be setting the pace for this entire field makes me think that they're going to talk and figure out who do we want to go, who do we want to sit in second. And you've got the better speed rider on Flashy Gem. If it's just the 2 of them out there, they could slow this down as much as they want. And I wouldn't be shocked if that's the goal here is, hey, have Flashy Gem cross, have Heavenly Sunday sit right behind, or even go out into the 2 path to keep anyone from pushing, and then just try and slow the sucker down to a 49 opening half mile and make it very, very difficult for the Pletcher and the Brown horses to try and close into a slow pace.
You're muted again, buddy.
Sorry, my amateur alchemist says might take a wild flyer on the 4 in this race. The 4 being Sabalenka for Ricardo Santana Jr. board and Whit Beckman, the trainer, 20-1, a huge long shot here. None of us use this horse in our top 4. If you wanted to play Sabalenka, what are some things to like about her in this race?
Well, I think, last time out was the first race off the layoff. It was at a mile, and, she was only beaten 4.5. So that's kind of the good news on the 4. Was beaten by a lot of these same horses. So you're hoping, hey, maybe a little bit of a stretch out, maybe second off the layoff, she improves. It's not a horse that's for me, but, the best race of her career certainly was at Churchill. So maybe she's just that kind of horse that's going to run well at Churchill. It's a tough race for her to be in, but she didn't run awful last time out.
The 7 Comanche Country. This is a Phil D'Amato horse. And Mike, you had said earlier that you've got to treat everything Phil D'Amato sends to Kentucky like it's going to have a potential. For me, it was a pass against because he's already sent her to Kentucky before, and she showed that she definitely wasn't of this kind of caliber of horse. She is 3. Things are different now, but you still didn't use Comanche Country. What was your reasons for leaving her off?
Well, she's going to be wanting to come from off the pace. And I'm willing to give her an excuse in the China at all. That was her first time back since the Breeders' Cup. I didn't think she ran terribly in the Breeders' Cup. She made some type of move and then kind of backed up a little bit. But that was a pretty good field. Cairo Concert ended up running 3rd there. But Cairo Concert was 5 lengths back. I mean, it was a pretty close finish between 3rd and 7th because Comanche Country only finished 5 3/4 back. So the big thing with her is she's got to improve. And it's second off a layoff. It's a likely shot that she does improve. And you're getting 13-1 on the board right now. I mean, that's, to me, a great horse to kind of be using underneath. But the frustrating part of that last race, small field, only 6 horses. She breaks in last, ends up losing by 4. Going to have to improve off that last effort. But I would assume the distance is going to help her a little bit here based on her running style. So I wouldn't completely count her out here at 13-1. And again, it's a horse, if I'm playing supers, I'm definitely going to have on the ticket.
Dr. Miranda is live at Churchill Downs, says she's just in an elevator with Tom Amos, who trains the 1 Girl Named Charlie. And Amos said that Girl Named Charlie is ready to beta block the rest of this crew. So that's a good joke. I like that one there. Boy, we talked about Liguria for a little bit. Right now, 13-1. I mean, you're getting some good odds on her if you liked this horse. It wasn't for me, but at least not on top, but definitely some good odds there. Ed Berg says dead in the pick 4, dead in the pick 3. Ed, understand that last race, the La Troian probably knocked right out. Why not try some daily doubles? So we've got the Kentucky Oaks in the next race here. Aaron, I'll throw to you. If you wanted to use daily doubles, how deep should you go in each of these legs? Because I know that you're a huge wet paint supporter in the Oaks.
Yeah, for me, I would just go, 3 to 4 horses here with wet paint in the next leg and just try to do it that way. I think this race is wide open enough to where, I think a lot of times people like to play like 2 and 2, something like that. I don't think you do that in this situation. I think you single wet paint, and then you go with however many you can go with that you think it's going to pay. So I think both races are tough. I think this one's tougher than the next one.
Jared, what about you?
Yeah, my day is riding on wet paint at this point. It's been a rough day. And actually, technically, I can't make any money off of wet paint today because I only got Oaks and Derby doubles. So, but there would be a potential. So yeah, it's been. I don't know. I feel like the way the closer the race gets, the more confident I am in wet paint. I just really think you have a combination of a few things that one, I don't know that the field is. Well, I know the field's not world beaters, and two, I just I just think the style of the race is going to benefit to her. Is going to be a huge benefit to her, and set up nicely. I'd be surprised if she didn't. I think honestly, I think a couple of those Brad Cox horses. I think there's a. I would say it'd be surprising if we don't see Brad Cox in the winner's circle here in an hour, or whatever it is. It's an hour and a half.
Did you
say, and if it's not because botanical, it could be anything. I mean, I think it's doubtful, but could be. And he seems confident with the interviews I've seen and what I've heard that she will run a big race. So yeah, I think wet paint, and I think it's she's an okay horse as far as if you compare that in the Derby. I feel better about her than I do what we're going to see tomorrow.
How deep would you go in this leg if you were going to use wet paint to single?
Gosh, how much money you got? I mean, probably gotta go Caro, you gotta go preliminary, you gotta go the 10 because they like the 10. At least 3, right? Maybe 4.
I mean, these pools are wild going into this race too. The 2 horse is your favorite in the doubles, currently at 12-1. Your favorite in the pick 3s is the 10 horse, Flashy Gem. I would have thought that it was going to be Papilio and Cairo Concert that were going to be the 2 favorites in those 2 pools.
I would think so, yeah.
But they are neither of them are the favorite. They're both the 3rd and 4th choice in each of those. When you're looking at doubles, the 5 horse is currently your heavy favorite in the doubles in this race, with the 9 your 2nd choice, the 3 your 3rd choice, and the 11 your 3rd choice, and the 3 your 4th choice. So the odds board doesn't currently represent any of the pools that you're looking at, either from a double from this race into the next, a double from last race into this one, or a pick 3 from last race into this one. So I have a feeling we're going to see some late money adjust the prices here.
Yeah, I think you're right about that for sure. By the way, 4-horse race going on right now at Belmont. You guys need to check it out. It's a lot of fun. They're in the stretch. 4-horse race. It's looking good right now. 1-5's ahead by 5 lengths.
I've got the horse in 2nd in tournaments.
Come on, get up there. 6.
You think Speed of Armor can catch up to Defusky Island?
Yeah, Defusky Island. Gone.
Gone.
I've noticed today it's very calming watching these other tracks. It's just there's nobody there. There's really nothing going on. It's like, oh, this is nice.
Where is second place? Oh, didn't get it there.
We got nabbed. It's
27
funny.
behind.
You're playing these tournaments. They don't have Churchill in the tournaments because CDI. There's a whole thing. They're not going to go into that. About 6 tournament races happen in between every Churchill race. So it at least keeps you interested in everything going on, because you got all this. You at least get more races going on instead of just worrying about Churchill.
Well, I was telling you guys off air. It's great, man. I can watch 2.5 races at Oaklawn and Belmont before we have another Churchill race. So it's like, what else am I really supposed to do? I mean, sit here and watch these horses walk from the stalls to the paddock again for the 5th time today. No.
So okay, I'll tee up a question. Partly because we're killing time. Partly because I might need it as well. But what do you tell somebody? It's been one of those days. It's been a weird day. You've had some logical horses. You've had some upsets. Tough. We knew going in these 2 days were going to be tough. When you have logical horses that you maybe singled with Money's Gold. West Willpower, lose, whenever it's a 2-day event like this, the Breeders' Cup similar, what do you tell somebody? What do you tell yourself when maybe things aren't going quite your way early on in these, first day?
It's racing. It's gambling. I mean, it's not a fancy answer, but what it is, the race with Caravel, for example. you hit that race, you make $111 on that exacta if you played it for 20, like the guide said, and you get lucky. It's a nose, right? You had the 11, and then you hope to get lucky underneath. And so, like, even for you, Jared, it's like, you've got money's goal, and it's like Irad doesn't do what he's supposed to do really, and your bets are blown up because of it. There, you just can't predict these things. And look, the trainer of West Willpower literally said there's no way he's losing this race, and he couldn't have run any worse. So what can you do?
Yep.
You handicap the race on your own, and you go, I really like this West Willpower horse. And then you go to your sources that have given you tons of horses over the years, and they're like, oh yeah, it's all systems go. That's his most likely winner on this card. And the card has Caravel on it. And the horse, again, it's not that he gets nosed out and it's like, wow, he ran huge and just another horse ran huge. No, he didn't show up. That's what happens. We had the information from the trainer's mouth, and he just didn't show up. And that happens. It's racing. It can happen when you're betting sports. It happens anytime. When the gates open, you just don't know what they're going to do. And we can sit here and cry about it, but the bottom line is, I said it before we even got into this, on some of our videos. I have no regrets. I was very confident in today. I'm very confident tomorrow. It's started to get better, but it just hasn't worked out like I thought it would. What can I do about that?
I mean, I think for me, it's all like I get more pissed about when I structure a bet poorly. If whether I was right or wrong. It's like, dude, what were you doing? Like, even if you would have hit that, it wouldn't have made money or whatever it is. So for me, if I can A, feel strongly about my opinions, which I do, and B, feel like I squeezed out the most value of how what I picked, well, then, like you said, after that, it's just they either win or they don't. I mean, I loved every bet that I made so far, and so far they haven't hit, but shit, that's racing.
Yep.
Yeah, for me,
go ahead, Papa Dude.
For me, I finally have got to the point where I do the best I can do. I've got my style. It may be different from anyone else's, but I know how to read a form, and I go by that a lot. I used to get beat and get pissed. I would blame myself. I would think, why didn't you see this other horse? Just like this last race was Played Hard, But now I've gotten to the point, like Jared was saying, I do the best I can do. And if they don't come in, they don't come in. And I don't get upset like I used to, And the other thing is, too, for what we're doing here, of course, we have to pick every race. I've also got to the point where I go to the track now and I don't bet every race. I don't do that anymore. And I think that's helped me a lot because it's like this in this race here. This is a toughie. This is a very difficult race.
Yep.
I would bet it because it's a stakes race, but, but this is a tough race. So if you don't get this one, there's a hell of a lot of other people aren't going to get this one either. And it is, like you guys just said, it's racing and it's gambling. And I get so damn mad at these sports games. I'm telling you, it is hard. It is really hard to hit them.
Yeah, I'm having a different frustration. So I'm up for the weekend because of this early pick 5, which was nice today to get that home and cash about 3,000 on the early pick 5 and the pick 4. I was never going to use the 2 in the 6th race, so that doesn't bother me. But I messed up on the structure. I should be alive in the late pick 5 and the middle pick 5 too. I just didn't go deep enough on Played Hard. So a little frustrating there. They could have been a better day than it already is. But it's one of those on these big days where you just got to have to trust yourself and keep grinding at it. I mean, you spend so much time putting into the work to get to these cards that you can't be frustrated because you didn't hit anything early. Because if I blanked out but then hit the late pick 5, you're up money, right? And so you kind of have to just keep plugging away and go through the 2 days and don't bet more money than you have and try and hit something and just kind of take it from there. So, and we got 4 races left today, so you still have a late pick 4 here. I think you can go pretty short in the next leg. I think it's 7 and 4, and it's going to be tough for anyone else to get there. This race has a ton of value, right? I mean, anyone you want right now is pretty much 5-1 on the board. The last 2 races I think are interesting as well. So you just kind of keep plugging away. You decide whether or not you like this late pick 4 or not, and then turn the card to tomorrow. You got 14 more chances to be right tomorrow.
Well, yeah. And if you are sitting there right now and you're really frustrated and you're mad, you're not alone.
No.
We all feel it when we're not winning. Nobody has fun not winning. Nobody's sitting here smiling and laughing and, oh, we're doing great, lying to everybody, right? I'll just say it. One of my cars got in a wreck today. My other car is not starting. I have no car, but I'm maddest about Wes Willpower. So again, I'm sitting here with no working car, but I'm maddest about Wes Willpower running third. So that tells you the level of anger we feel. But again, what all these guys said, I'll just echo it and say it one more time. You can't get down on yourself. You can't think I'm an idiot. You can't think, well, I just don't know what I'm doing. No, they're horses. And I'll say it one more time, loud and clear. We were told from the trainer who is really, really good with telling us stuff, this horse is not going to lose. And he was awful. So what can you do?
He doesn't know either. That's the thing.
Well, he's very good about telling.
No, I'm not knocking him. He doesn't know for sure that horse is going to go.
They can't. They don't speak. They don't talk.
No. Which which leads us to another thing. I've been thinking about Forte all day long. He can't tell him he's hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
They go, "Hey, Forte, does this hurt when you do this?"
Right.
He can't.
They don't put a little picture of a horse in front of him and be like, point to where it hurts.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about that. That's what makes that decision. That's what makes that decision for that trainer and owner and all of it so hard. Yeah.
Right.
They don't know. And Mike made another very, very good point. Don't bet more than you have.
Yeah.
And you won't get that frustrated. If you go in with a certain limit and if you lose it, you're going to be able to go buy some groceries tomorrow. Okay. But if you go in and you don't have the money and you just keep betting, of course, that's how you get in trouble gambling. So just be poverty stricken like me and you don't have to worry about it.
Well, Somich knows this better than most of us. Not saying he's done this, but knowing like in the poker world, like it's very doable when you're if you don't have a betting, not just a budget, but a betting plan in place when you enter a day. You can go what's called on tilt, and you can start throwing money everywhere.
Yeah,
you can be down 100, 200, 300. Like, okay, now I never really liked this race, but now I'm going to play this one.
Yeah,
I didn't like this horse, but I'll put that one in the exact. And then you look back and you're like, what the hell am I? What did I do? What did I do? Like, and I think we've all been there.
We get desperate.
So and that to me, Halterman, since we started the betting Bible, not only is it great, but it was done well, but it helps me hone in, like I just structured out and I just know exactly where I'm going the whole day. And it keeps you kind of, your budget, what, if you do it right and you kind of have an idea of what the payouts will be, or you think they'll be, you can even go as far as you can expect what the profits will be. And you can kind of just go the whole thing. If you do that, I mean, it's like, again, it seems dumb to keep saying it, but it's like it's win or lose, right? If you structure it the right way, I mean, it's like they either run or they don't.
Yep.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Or you just do what I do, which is, you buy. Well, I don't buy the Bible. I work for you guys. I got the Bible free, but you use the Bible, and if the bets hit, you go great. And if they don't, you just send angry emails to Aaron and Jerry and tell them that they suck. That's all you got to do.
Listen,
I'm just glad
email from to help save some of the emails today, because I'm not doing anything to help the cause over here.
This is good for Dr. Tang. Now, he's the expert on this one, not us. So he needs to give us the answer to that question.
I would take the over for sure. I mean, it depends on if we're talking just a city or a state or a single hospital, but any of those is probably over 5. We could adjust the number off that. All right, we got 11 minutes to post, guys. Yeah. We still have a favorite sitting here at 7. Yeah, we bitched for 20 minutes. All right, let's be more entertaining now. Okay, we got the favorite sitting here at 7 to 2 on the 5 board.
Very entertaining.
We got the 7 to 2 on the 5 preliminary right now. Aaron, I know you put this horse on top. I've got it in second. That performance at Gulfstream was phenomenal. Broke out of the 10 gate going a mile. Not something you see usually, the horse coming from off the pace and winning that race. And Brown showing so much faith here and putting him back into this race. Is there any reason why you think he doesn't fire back here? Is the class too high jumping right up?
I think he's going to fire. Now, is the class too high for him to win? That absolutely could be possible, right? But I do think he's going to fire a pretty big race off of that effort last time out. And if you go back and watch that race back, there seemed to be more to this horse. It didn't seem like he was just a fully, or she, I should say, was a fully extended, type of horse. It looked like, okay, we're setting up for something a little bit bigger. So yeah, I do think she fires. Now again, and Papa Dude said it as well. Anytime you're picking these horses that only have maybe 1 or 2 starts and they're going up against these kind of seasoned type of stakes horses, that's the risk you take. Is this just the class level that's just a little too much for her? The flip side of it is when it's a guy like Chad Brown or it's a guy like Bob Baffert, or you could name some other trainers, they kind of know how to spot horses, right? And they don't really waste races. So that was kind of like, look, I think she was pretty talented. I think she showed a lot of promise. And I see this as, hey, Chad's putting her here. That means he thinks pretty darn highly of the horse. So that's kind of how I looked at it. Hello? Anyone?
Anybody? No.
Bueller?
No, I think you did good on that one.
Oh, well, Magic was.
I didn't realize Magic went off. So all right.
I didn't either.
Okay.
No, I don't think she should be 7-2. I'll say that.
Probably right.
7-2 seems a little short. I still think the board is going to flip before. There's no chance the 2 horse goes off at 13-1. Like 0 chance based on the doubles and the pick 3s. This horse is probably going off closer to 5-1, which makes me feel like there's going to be quite a bit of movement on the odds board here. Jared, I'll go to you. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horses at 10-1 or better right now, but I'm not going to let you pick the 2. So of the other 5 horses, the 1, the 4, the 6, the 7, and the 8, that's double-digit odds, who has the best chance to win?
Does the 11 count?
The 11 is 9-1. That is not double digits. Last I checked.
What is that horse's number? I'm that's the highest price I got. Okay, I'll give you, if you have making me pick one, I will go with probably the 2. Just back to back wins. Chad Brown.
I literally said you can't pick the 2.
You can't pick the 2.
Listening is hard. I know.
Why can't I pick the 2? It's double digits.
He makes the rules.
I went. Okay, go ahead. Make the case for the 2.
Sorry, I need a refill.
Yeah, you do. Maybe you actually don't need a refill. Maybe you should put some water in there. All right, Papa Dude, I'll ask you.
Okay, I got one.
Okay, go for it.
It's not the 2. What's the 6?
The 6 is currently 10-1. I'm glad you picked that one, Papa Dude. That was the one I was going to bring up next. Tell us a little bit.
Yeah, I like that one because we didn't mention it. It's 5-1 on the morning line. It's won 3 in a row.
Yep.
I don't know what quality of the races were, but at 10-1, won 3 in a row. That sounds like me. So I'm going to go with that 6. That's who I'd take.
Papa Dude, do you have the hat with you? Like that's what.
Oh, you want me to pull some? Well, I do.
Okay, there we go. All right, so put
it's
all
right
the numbers
here.
in the hat. Well, I asked Aaron a question here. Put all the numbers in the hat there, and then we'll have you pick out a number here before the race, just so that we get the Papa Dude hat pick as well live on the air here.
I can't put the 2 in there though, right?
Yeah, you can put all 11 in there, Papa Dude.
No, I'm not putting all 11. Are we just doing a long shot?
No, put all 11 in there. We're gonna have your hat pick the winner of every race live.
I don't know if I got time to do all that, but I'll try.
You would have 30 seconds for each number. I think you can pull it off, Papa Dude.
Okay.
All right, Aaron. The 6-horse Mission of Joy, the 7-horse Comanche Country, 2 horses that are very different here. The 6-horse won 3 straight at Tampa for motion. The 7-horse D'Amato Shipping Cross Country coming in after went off the layoff off the Breeders' Cup. You more interested in the 6 or the 7 on top, and do you think either can hit the board?
Yeah, I think I like the 6 a little bit. He just kind of seems like that kind of goofy. I shouldn't say goofy, but that motion horse that beats me sometimes, right? He just kind of shows up sometimes with a horse that's a little sneaky. It's like, yeah, the form isn't great, but it's not bad. And then they run a huge race. I'm interested in the 6. I think Mission of Joy is going to run pretty big here. It's one I kind of considered. The 7, look, it is second off the layoff. We'll kind of see, but I think the 6 has a little more upside.
Kind of wish Pratt was on the 7, not gonna lie. The fact that it's Rispoli Magic makes me a little less interested in playing the 7. Your boy shows up on the 2 here, who we're expecting to get bet down, currently at 13-1. If it was Pratt, would you have more interest in Comanche Country?
More interest than I have, yes, but not more interest just in general. She did really well against California horses as a 2-year-old, and then the fact that when she went to the Breeders' Cup, she just was never really involved. I would happen to be on the plane actually to Breeders' Cup, actually there and back, with a couple of people with Little Red Feather that owned her, and they were very happy that they were at the Breeders' Cup. They didn't think that she had much of a chance. They didn't think that she was a national type of a turf horse. So no, I think the fact that Pratt stays away is great. I mean, it's nice that Reese Bully got to, he got the nice trip to come to Kentucky for the day to ride this horse, and nice to see D'Amato stay with her. But no, I wouldn't use her with your money.
Whoa.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Magic. Papa Dude, how's it going? I hear ripping.
Up to 9.
There we go. Good job, Papa Dude. You're crushing.
Thank you.
You got 4 minutes.
Too much pressure. Too much pressure.
All right, Jared, we're going to go to you here. I'm going to make the question easy for you. Cold trifecta or cold exacta. If you're putting something together, you want to hammer a specific bet. What are you looking at here, and what horses are you looking at?
I'm playing like probably going to play, I'm going to get aggressive. I'll play like a 5 over like 2-3 exacta straight, like just, part wheel there. So I like the 5, get the 2 up there. If you want to flip it around, and if in case you think the 2 or the 3 could upset this thing and the 5 runs second, you can do that. Not a very expensive exacta. And, if you get the 2, it's pretty hard to get such a good price on 2 Chad Browns, but 7-2 and 13-1. I don't know what are the wheel pays on that. I haven't looked at those.
I've looked at it. I'll take a peek at it in a second. Aaron, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Are we going to feel stupid in 5 minutes when this runs 9-3 and it's done that 2 races in a row at Gulfstream and they just happen to be the 2 best horses in the field?
Yeah, we could. We definitely could. Yeah,
Kind of feels
I
that
think
way,
that's,
doesn't it?
yeah, it does kind of feel that way, and you're getting 9-2, 5-1. So it's like, yeah, let's see. Hold on. Let's see what this exacta is paying here. I haven't bet it. Let's see. The 3-9 is paying 46, and the 9-3 is paying 45. So yeah, that's for a $2 wager, I should say. So yeah, you would feel really dumb. And listen, they've ran absolutely bang up races. Jared kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier. We were there at Keeneland that day. That was a great race between these 2 horses, and it was Pleasant Passage, Jared. Yeah. That was the horse that we needed that day as well to come in with those guys. So girls, I should say. So yeah, we could feel really dumb. I don't know about you, Somich. I just kind of felt like they're good, but somebody's probably better. Like, I don't see them as like top horses, but they could prove us wrong real easily.
Dude, the 5-2 pays $91 for $2, $52 for the 5-3 for $2. So I mean, very good prices there if you want the 5. That's favorite. So, by the way, Churchill is stupid for doing $2 bases there on those will pays instead of $1. Come on, get with it. But anyways, go ahead.
It is a phenomenal betting race. That, I think, is the main point here, that you can find almost any situation you want from an exacta perspective. I think the 9-horse Papilio was significantly better than Cairo Concert in that race last time out. I thought Papilio was green down the stretch, was coming from further back. I think Papilio is better than the 9. But I do think, or I'm sorry, better than the 3 Cairo Concert. I do think the 3 has a big shot at hitting the board. This is one of those races where when I played multi-race bets, I left the 3 out. I'm going to play tries and supers here, and I'm going to have the 3 and everything in the tries and supers. So I think the horse is very likely to run second, third, or fourth, but not all that likely to win. I'm going to punch a super here. I'm going to play 10 over 359, 359, 359, and see if we can get something big home here by putting the 10 on top and taking those 3 underneath.
The 10 sitting at 4-1, your second choice on the board. Bye 10-1 odds. The superfecta odds won't necessarily reflect that, but this feels to me, we haven't had it all day. We usually get one a weekend on a live stream. How about the old 6-9 exacta? Let's do Mission of Joy over Papilio. I think Papilio is good. I think Mission of Joy, that Aaron said, is that Grand Motion horse that can come up there and kind of bite you in the butt. Her odds went up. She's now 10-1 off a 5-1 morning line. She's won without Lasix twice. She's undefeated on turf, undefeated this year as a 3-year-old. So give me the old 6-9 exacta. Let's get it home, baby.
We need the
Papa
hat.
Dude, we need to draw the hat here. We started the load.
Ready?
All right.
Ready.
All right. I went and actually got a hat.
All right.
Okay.
Great.
They're easier to draw it out than a
Faster,
bean.
Papa Dude, faster.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
draw it out because they're loading.
Okay, you ready? Number one.
Draw it.
Number one.
Number one.
Number one.
There you go. The hat pick's the number one. Aaron, top
Wait.
pick. Go.
Wait. The hat drew number one. Okay.
The hat drew number one.
The hat picked girl named Charlie. Aaron, who you got?
Give me the 5.
Jared.
5.
I'll take the 10. Magic.
10. 6,
Three
9
for
exact
me.
to hunch play, but I'll take the 10.
3 for me.
All right, we are in the gates, about to break your last race before your Kentucky Oaks. And the 8 and the 10 didn't really break great. Saez is sending the 10, though. We'll see if she's able to cross. Nope, it's going to be the 8.
It's gonna be
who's
the
gonna
Cox
in lead.
horse
The 10
leading the
gonna
Cox
sit right
horse.
off it. Yeah, the opposite of what I expected, from which Cox was going to be in the lead.
You never can
But
trust
that's
the
what you
Cox.
expected, and that's good.
When there's multiple Cox, you don't know which one's going to be the biggest one to get you.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
actually pretty fast. They went 21-1. I'm just ignoring Magic's Cox.
Wow,
strikes
that was a
here.
read.
No, that was pretty good.
23 and
man.
1.
23-1, Matt or Somich.
What did I say? 21-3.
I don't
That'd be
know.
a little-
I
that'd
got
be a
you all
little fast.
flustered. I love it.
Can I say, Magic? After 400 plus episodes, still got it.
Yeah, that was good, Magic. That was really good.
Well,
Two's sitting really close. If you liked that too, she's in the perfect spot.
Went off
Five's
at 9 to
not.
1. Didn't get bet down as much as I expected.
No, not at all.
They
Who was
really
the
slowed
favorite?
it down in the
Preliminary
second
stayed
quarter
the
there.
favorite.
is the 8 going to just take this?
The 8's dangerous up there.
Uh-oh. Here comes a 10.
Here comes the 9.
Here comes a 9.
Here comes the 1.
Here comes
Here
No.
comes the 5.
Here comes the
Here
judge. Here
comes
comes
all
the
of them.
3.
The 1's the only one that's not coming.
That 3 is going to get outside here, but too far to go.
Papilio. Papilio's going to come on, Papilio.
Who's this? Is
That's
this
the 11. Yep.
Revelita.
Man, this is frustrating.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Got it.
8's got it.
Player.
Gonna take it.
And that's
The-
that's exactly the trip Mike and I thought was
Yeah.
what Flashy Gem got, and what was she last there? Almost last.
Well, she didn't break well. I mean, it was the two Cox horses that were going to set the pace. The question was which one gets to the first turn first. The 8 got to the first turn first, and the 8 wins the race.
Absolutely.
And the 8's been beaten by Cairo Concert, Papilio, Cairo Concert. I mean, and today she gets it done.
Well, you look at the times, though. I mean, she went like 47, almost 48 to the half, gets to go almost 113 to 3/4 with no pressure, and then just runs 6s home. It's hard to catch that type of horse.
Yeah, I know it.
We should ask Dr. Miranda after the day is done to go on the backside to the Brad Cox barn and check and see if West Willpower and Heavenly Sunday were their barns next to each other. Was the vet confused this morning? Did something just a little confused there. 6. Listen, the 6 ran really well there. Did she get third? She got third. It's gonna be 8-11-6
third.
on that. Great effort from the 6, Mission of Joy.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, ran really well. Well, I skipped those 2 races for a reason. I just thought they were really tough.
This one's really hard.
Yeah. So
You had
I
a
wouldn't ask
from the
Dr.
half-
Miranda anything. She's over for the day.
is she?
I think she had all of one tweet today too, after like bragging that she was going to stir a bunch of. Well, she didn't say stir. She said a different word, but she said she's going to stir shit up, and she hasn't done anything except stir her drinks, I think.
Yeah.
She's stomping her feet, I'm sure. That girl can stomp her feet when she gets drunk, let me tell you. Never seen a foot stomp like it.
Just go to a country bar with her. You'll find out.
Anyway, all right.
Mark Elliott really needed that Mission of Joy. Needed the Ontario bred to get there. Hey, listen, this probably means you're going to get a nicer price on her now once you hit Belmont and Saratoga here for the summer. So a lot of good fillies in that race, and I think we're not done seeing multiple horses from that come out and win races. So a good one. Yeah, nice price on the Cox horse. Dr. Ting says he's still alive. We're not, so we don't care. Go away. That's Jared's already looking through the PPs for the next race. What we got, Jared?
I got the betting Bible. Thank you very much.
Oh, the betting Bible. Okay.
I like to print it out just like John White.
25 minutes to Oaklawn race 8.
All right.
Yeah.
That's the one we need to
We
handicap.
have almost an hour till the Oaks.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we're going to be able to talk about my race then.
That's the one I'm thinking we ought to handicap.
Yeah.
So tell me, Halterman, what does it feel like to have a horse running on Oaks Day?
Oh, it's such a joy and just a pleasure. Especially one that should be about 100 to 1.
Well, you're 15 to 1 in a 12 horse field. Let's see.
Yep.
You're the expert
wait to
third pick.
Can't wait to see the horse.
I'm
Can't
the
wait.
Who is the expert that's put this horse third?
Oh, no, I'm not gonna
I gotta
list
get a
that.
drink. I'll be back.
I don't want to. I'll tell you off air. You'll get a kick off that.
Okay.
The horse is the third pick.
Yeah. Well, according to the expert.
295 is what they have on Twin Spires.
Yeah, but Emily Gullickson.
He'll give it away.
Okay.
Called handicapper.
Well, if you are seriously looking at this Oaklawn race 8 and you're looking at the 5 and see my name in the program, it's not a misprint. I do own 10% of this horse. Look, gonna have to really, really improve, but I have heard that they think he has improved. So I would not bet him though. I would just watch him. Put it this way, if he hits the board in this race, it is a major, major win for us. Yeah. So.
Not very optimistic.
Well, I mean, you got to be realistic. I mean,
Sure.
it's a maiden special weight at
Well, you do
Oaklawn,
have-
and this horse has done little running, basically. So
You
we
got
also have the
first-time
Westchester
gelding
coming up
angle.
as well.
You got first time gelding angle for him. You've got the
Uh-huh.
bug boy up, so you got the 5-pound allowance. You can get
Yep.
7th in this race.
Sure. We do have the Westchester coming up at Belmont. Pretty decent race.
At
We
two
have the
horses.
return of Zandon.
Hmm.
Should we talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, they're getting ready to run the Westchester at 6 minutes to post. Zandon is 3 to 5 on the board right now. Going a mile. So that's
What race number is it, Aaron?
What's that?
8.
What race number?
Number 8.
Okay.
Yeah, race 8.
Thank you.
Repo Rock 7 to 1. That's a horse that really has been good. To me, if you want to bet a
Whoa.
win, 7 to 1 makes sense. Now 8 to
How
1.
is he? How is he 8 to 1? I mean, he had one race where Doppelganger got a better, just absolutely blew past him. But good boy Doppelganger. But Repo Rocks was second that day. I don't see why. I mean, shit. Did anybody see what Ruben Silvera did in race 7? He won by about 16 different poles there on Dafuski Island. He's going to be riding this horse. I don't get why this horse is 8 to 1 at all, Aaron.
To be fair, anybody, I mean, Dafuski Island faced like you and Papa Dude and Jared and I. Like that was a horrible field. But this one, I think people just love to bet the big horses that were 3-year-olds turning 4. So they're pounding Zandon. But yeah, Repo Rocks didn't run very good last time. Still got second, but the races before he was really, really good. If he gets back to that, he's probably going to win this one pretty easy. Really, everybody on the board is playable except for the 7 here. You could make a case for Wayburn. You could make a case for Expressman. So I would try to take a shot with one of those. Zandon at 3 to 5. You don't want to play a win on that horse for sure. Could win, but 3 to 5 is way low.
Yeah, I don't think that I even wanted to play. We didn't want to play that horse beforehand, right? I know for the Rockets before he got just completely riddled with scratches today that you were playing White Abario, who we thought was possibly going to ship in, and I don't think made the trip in time from Kentucky there. But Repo Rocks to me, this horse was. I mean, let's just say if Saffie Joseph isn't allowed at CDI, Jamie Ness better not try and enter any horses at Churchill Downs either. But Repo Rock, since Ness took over, has been just lights out. And it's, again, I don't think that he lost last time because suddenly the Cobra Venom wasn't working. I think that Doppelganger just, was better in form and got him that day. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I saying things that people don't know?
No, you're just on fire with the way you're phrasing things. It's great.
Tune into the Magic Mike show, Jared.
No, it's worse. Yeah.
I do have a reason now to tune in, I guess. So
Amateur Alchemist says, Papa Dude, you already cut up all the numbers. Let's get the hat out. Who are we playing here in the Westchester?
All right, you ready?
Yeah,
for
put 8
one.
of them in there, but don't put the 4.
Okay, well, I've still got the same 11 in there, so I will draw till I get 1, 2, 3, 5,
Okay.
6, 7, or 8.
Totally.
I'm
makes
not
sense.
going to sit there and do different numbers for every damn race. Okay, it's not happening.
Just draw it. I
Too
agree.
damn much
Draw it
work.
out.
I like Waybird in this, by the way, as my long shot.
You haven't looked this race. Don't lie.
No, I know who Wayburn is. I like that horse a lot.
I think the price is right on the 2 here. Expressman is dead lone speed in this race.
Yeah.
Okay,
What's
Over
happening?
Wayburn?
and I drew out a 4. All right.
4. Okay. That's scratch. See, I told you to
I
take
know.
them
I
out.
see it. I am looking right at Belmont Park right now.
Right now, guys.
I am.
Oh.
I don't like that one. I'm drawing another one.
Oh.
I drew the 3. I don't want the 3.
Make the rules himself.
Yes.
All right, so the hat drew the 3, but that's not the one Papa Dude wants. So who's
No.
the other one?
There's
The
10.
hat and this question.
7.
Okay. Yeah, Sandon. Great.
I don't want that one. We're not using that
Great.
one.
Now we're using it.
3-7 exact the box.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
We're doing it.
Well,
And
he
then the
played two
next
Chad
one was
Browns.
1.
All right. 3, 7, 1. There it is.
The 1 is the hat is failing us today.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet the 1. How about the 5?
Did he like the 5?
I'm sticking with the 2. 8 to 1's a good price on Expressman here.
You have a love-hate relationship with Expressman.
I do. I mean, I loved him and hated him when he won because I liked the other horse, but he was the coupled entry.
Yeah, and then the
One
next
seven
race you
furlongs
hated
at
him.
Saratoga.
Next race you're like he's a donkey. The next race you're like, yeah, maybe I'll use him. And then you love him, you hate him, and now you love him again.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, there you go.
when he wins at 7 to 1, I'll love him even more.
Welcome to horse racing.
How about an 8-6 exacta?
I'll
I'll
take
take
that.
it.
I played Repo Rocks to win at that price. My goodness.
I'm actually surprised Repo Rocks is 6 to 1. Well, 5 to 1 now on the board. I was expecting him to get bet down off the 9 to 2 number. It was one bad race. Everything else has been pretty good, and that race wasn't even that bad last time out.
Yeah. It was our boy Doppelganger. The Queen of Maryland, Brittany Russell, came in there and won that one.
Doppelganger was a bomb too. Just ran him down late.
Yup. He was a 17 to 1 that day.
I remember. I was in tournaments that day and did not have that horse.
Oh.
Yeah, it was sad.
He's somewhere on this, but oh, he's over here. He's on the other side of Epicenter there.
Uh-oh.
All right, going in the gate. Wow, we're going in the gate already. Okay.
Isn't it nice?
Yeah, it is.
Well, I figured it's because this 5 shots of captain is half gone right now, so I figured that's why it suddenly sped up on me.
8 with the 8 over 2-6 exacta. Truth going with the 8 to show.
I just saw Husker Butch. Looks pretty good.
I've got
What's he doing
somebody
at
the
Belmont? He's
track-
supposed to be at Oaklawn.
I've got somebody at the track texting me.
No, I'm
I'm looking at him. It's like that's great. How's he
a lot more interested in this this
like a
race.
horse?
What price are we getting on a Husker?
He's 12 now, 12 to 1.
I think he'll be about 20 once.
Is he the 5 horse?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of us owners are going in hard on him right now. You know?
Yeah. All right, here we
All right,
go.
they're off.
Oh,
Man.
crap. I got to switch.
Expressman's a donkey.
He is, yeah. Where's Zandon? Oh,
Ruben
he's going
Silvera
out
is just looking over at Expressman, laughing, go, yeah, you try. You go ahead and try. You ain't touching me.
there. Hey, Carmouche is a good speed rider. He eased him out there, Somich.
Yeah. He actually didn't break great, so I don't hate how he pushed it there. I prefer if Repo didn't push him at all, though. But 23 isn't bad for an opening quarter at this level.
Repo
Going
Rocks
1 turn
5
mile.
to 1. My God.
Well, he's getting the perfect trip, Magic, if you like the 8. Ooh, 22-9.
Wayburn looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
If he's got any run left.
And Repo Rocks on the lead.
Yeah, we're head and head, buddy.
No, they're not. You're a little bit behind the feet, apparently.
Oh, he just took off on him.
Repo's gone. Here comes Zandon, though. Zandon's going to try and make this a race 3 wide, but not so sure he's going to.
Come on, Repo.
Come on,
He's
Waver.
riding him like he's Secretariat. He floated way out there.
Come on, Repo.
Kick it in gear. You dummy. He did.
Come on, Repo. Here we go.
There you go, Magic.
Repo!
5 to 1. Good price.
5 to 1
I love horse racing.
from
Can
Jamie
we get
Ness.
Can we get the 6 up? No.
Hell no, lost by just a
By
little.
a pole. Zandon. Suck it. Great day for the horses that were, in the top 3 for the Kentucky Derby last year, right? On Kentucky Derby Day, Rich Strike still trying to round the corner in the Alley Sheba. Zandon at least got second against those horses.
Well, in the Epicenter, he's having the best day of all these horses, though. No? You guys didn't think that's funny?
Yeah, hilarious. I'm watching your horse.
Is he limping?
Well, they finally got him out of the stall. That was pretty good.
It's like Kelby
Kelly
just
said
kicked
he
him.
needed to scratch. I said, you're running him.
Kelby just kicked him in the belly.
Yeah, well,
Kelby's nowhere to be seen.
Kelby would not kick him in the belly on camera. Trust me.
I don't see him down there. He's not in the paddock.
Who's the cowboy hanging out with Kelly? Is that it?
That looks. Oh, that's one of the grooms.
Good looking guy.
Yeah.
Quality.
Only the best. Hey, listen, Papa Dude. Only the best for Husker Butch. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Kelly's down there going, Jesus, I can't believe we're running this donkey in this race.
Now, the major question of the weekend, what about the Japanese horse in there, Aaron? Number 2, Como Rabino Omoidi, and I should have made my stomach try and say that name.
What?
You got to worry about the Japanese, right?
Well, listen, Magic, I'm worried about all 12 of them. So 11 of them, I should say.
You don't want to
Okay, you had a
finish
scratch.
last.
It's down to 11.
I don't know
Sure.
where he went. I've not seen the horse. No, there he is.
There he is.
There he is.
He's pretty. He's a pretty little thing. He's
Yeah,
a
he
little-
is.
He's a little ratty looking. Well, he's not ratty looking. He's just tiny little thing. He's good. He's a good boy.
He's an Iowa guy.
He came up and said hi to me when I went and saw him. The other one just laid there like a big buffoon. Here we go. Now we're gonna see him.
Yeah,
That guy's got a feather on his hat.
he
Too. That's
does.
cool.
Is that Crystal
Where?
in there with the horse? I
No.
swear it was her.
No,
I think so.
no, it wasn't.
Sure looked like her.
Well, you're sure wrong. It wasn't.
What- Has he got one that looks just like her? Working for him?
I don't know. You're getting old. I didn't see anybody in there with him.
No, you didn't see the last part there.
Okay.
It looked just like her. I saw her a lot last weekend or 2 weekends ago.
Yeah, I bet you did.
She's
In other
looking
news,
hard.
Churchill still has not turned the page to the Kentucky Oaks.
Well, that's why
Yeah,
we can mess around. I would feel
We're
bad.
still
but
working on the
what are we
national
talking
anthem
about?
over there. Okay.
We
Hey,
still
well,
do not have the odds up on the Churchill Downs feed.
Hey,
Hey,
you
here we
track
are. There
that
we
on-
go. And don't worry, guys.
The track that on
Just
opening
40
day, the first race, decided it was more important to show the gate crew packing up and leaving instead of showing the horses when they ran in that opener. You saying that track doesn't have their shit together? Wow, I'm shocked.
I got so angry about that. We've got 41 minutes till post, though, guys. So should we start now going through the field, or should we wait a couple minutes?
No, Husker Bush
Yeah,
has
that's
still got to
Crystal.
run
That's
first.
Crystal.
That is Crystal. I told you.
Yep, that's her. Yeah,
Who's Crystal?
she's slumming it today.
I
Is
don't
Crystal
know.
related to Judy the Booty?
No, no, definitely not.
So, Halterman, tell the people if you're there, you're down there with Kelly. What's your instructions to the jockey when they're out there?
Oh God, that's the most fun I've ever had. I've been down there a few times, and Kelly will always say, "I'm not going to tell that jockey a word. You're just going to tell him what to do." he's right. He won't tell him anything. And so I remember me and Ty Kennedy. We were up at Prairie Meadows, and we had went to Jethro's, Jared, Kelby, and I. And so we were running in the 8th race at night at Prairie Meadows.
You're feeling
we didn't
good,
get there
yeah.
till the 7th race, but we got to Jethro's at about 3:00. If that tells you anything. So
Say no
I
more.
don't even remember going out there. we show up and Kelly looks at me and he knows it's like, he's in bad shape. And so he purposely, he wouldn't tell Ty Kennedy a thing. And so Ty comes up and he goes, well, Kelly said to come ask you how to ride this horse today. I said, just don't fall off of him, I guess. I don't know.
That so good, huh? Don't fall off.
They wanted me to give him a leg up, and I about dropped him. It was so the horse ran third, and he got off, and we were walking back to the barn. I looked at him all serious. I said, he would have won that thing. You didn't do anything I told you to do. And he, of course, he doesn't know who I am, so he gets the look on his face like, oh my God. And I said, Ty, I'm just kidding around. Like you couldn't have carried him to a win. So. Anyway, it's fun, I guess, was the answer to the question. We have a lot of fun with it. Marlon St. Julian, we used to have a lot of fun with him. He got injured, but yeah, we used to give him all kinds of shit too. They're pretty relaxed. They know Kelly, so
I'm actually going to handicap this race now.
Manu says, now we turn to Racing Dudes expert Pike Momsich for his opinion on number 17 in the Derby, Darn Soto.
I think he's making fun of me.
Hey, Shotty, I know you said earlier that your stream was choppy. Is it? I didn't see anybody else agree with it, so I'm guessing it was just you. But if it ends up being choppy, let us know.
Wow, magic.
Because it's probably my fault. If it is choppy, it's probably my fault.
What's that?
Okay, so a serious question here. Since you are listed as the owner, what went into the decision to gelding the horse?
Fuck if I know.
That was part of the reason. Like Aaron was like, "I'll buy in, but you need to cut the balls off that damn thing first."
No, he don't tell me that. Listen, he doesn't tell me a thing. I have to ask for everything, and I get one word answers back usually. How'd he work today? Good. Oh, great. Thank you.
I gotta say, I don't like your chances.
No, of course not.
All right. Josh Paul says first time betting. Don't bet Oaklawn race 8. We are completely fucking around right now. Do not bet. Yeah. The Kentucky Oaks will be serious. This one, Aaron owns a piece of the 5 Husker Butch, so we're just having fun because it won't be fun after the gate it's open.
I will say this to truth. I'll be serious for a minute. I do think he had a little bit of that in him. And when I bought into these 2 horses, this was the one they're like, yeah, we'll kind of see. And then once they came back to the track and started working out. He does like Husker Butch quite a bit. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to win this race, but he said he's really woken up. He's a lot different than what he was last year. So I do think he has come along pretty well. And again, it's probably more we're setting him up for a race at Prairie Meadows where he's going to be in with his friends, so we're just trying to get a race in him here. So he's not a bad horse. Keep him, in your stables for like in the future, probably.
Wow. Yeah. When he returns to Prairie Meadows for maiden claimer, that's when you fire away on Husker Butch.
No, I don't think he will run
not even then.
At first. We'll get him beat a few times before we do that. But
do you think he wants the turf?
No. I think he probably just wants to go home. So
I think the 9's a little interesting. If you want to try and get by the 2 and the 11 here, I think the 9 is a first time starter at 8-1 isn't a terrible price.
Listen, Aaron, you send him to Woodbine to Robert Tiller. We saw what he was able to do with Pink Lloyd. You take advantage of those Ontario bred purse structures there. That's what you do with him. You make some money with him. You're not going to win, so you might as well make some money.
Listen, I was down there, and I told Kelly the same thing. I said that we need to point to the Queen's Plate. They're Ontario breds. And if you don't get him there, it's a disappointment. So I'm with you. We're targeting Woodbine for sure.
Mark loving some Husker. Loving it, Aaron. There you go. You got to support her.
I do like Husker.
We wasn't supporting. He just said we were being too harsh. He didn't say he had a chance to win. There's two different things there.
As a horse, he's very friendly. He's a good boy. He is a good boy.
Pre or post?
Well, I never knew him pre.
Okay.
I only bought into him this year. So.
Wow.
Yeah. Last year I didn't have him. So.
I do love that your name is like your name's not on double numbers, It's Jake something or other, but this one, your name is actually on this one.
I told him don't put my name on that one. That's embarrassing.
I'm gonna put Husker in third
Okay.
in the try.
Okay.
I think that's reasonable, right?
Yeah. No, Magic. The ownership process is it's ridiculous to try to get your owner's license. So that one came up pretty quick. Couldn't get it in time, but I got it in time for this one. So that's what happened with that. When they go to Prairie Meadows, I'll be listed on it.
Not to go back to Belmont because nobody cares about the last race except me. But a reason I care about that is if the 6 wins the last at Belmont, that's actually the biggest score of my life is playing that daily double from Repo Rocks into the 6 horse there. So
Nice.
it's a $1,375 daily double if he wins. The payout will be
What?
$137.50 in the doubles is what the will pay is for the 6, and I played it for $10.
And
So
you're
let's go
just now
6 in the
telling
last
us?
of Belmont.
Wow.
You're just now telling us? Wow.
Go Magic, go Magic, go.
Oh, Magic. That's that. Yeah. That's that first time starter for Abreu. Gotcha. Okay.
All right, I played 9-10-11 over 9-10-11 over 5 in the trifecta here. So Husker
Let's
Butch better
go.
than third.
Hey, he's on screen again. He's trying to take a
good
bite
boy.
out of the pony. He's ready. He's like,
a good
I'm
boy.
going. Let's go.
He's a good boy. Yeah, as Aaron says, if you own 5% or less, it's no big deal. But if you get above that, it becomes an issue. You also have to register for HISA now as well. So yeah, I'm learning all kinds of things. Yeah. 2 minutes.
Kevin
And yet
D.
I still would do that over my racehorse.
Kevin D going full paycheck here on Husker. How do you feel about that, Aaron?
I would cancel that, Kevin. You're a good guy.
Well, what Kevin didn't
Aaron's
tell you
hoping
is
you're on
Kevin's
unemployment, so you don't get one.
Kevin's career is that he's actually a volunteer. That's what he does every day. So it's very easy for his paycheck to go on Husker.
Oh man.
They gave him $5 a day for lunch, and he decided to put that on.
Didn't eat today.
Listen, I hope we don't finish last. That's my goal.
I hope
Listen,
you finish third.
All I know is Kevin Halterman's texting me off air, like saying he's just talking this horse down because he's betting the hell out of him. So,
Oh yeah.
Kevin, I would feel good about it. Just bet all you got on him, okay?
I mean, Halterman's the reason why the horse is 18-1 instead of 20-1.
That's right.
Right.
Yep, that literally him alone.
Kelby probably put $1 or $2 on it too. See, so man. Hopefully, all these other riders bet my horse as well, and it's a setup race. That'd be great.
Come on,
never
He's
ran-
actually
Go ahead.
he's 7th in the place betting. Do you realize that? He's 7th in the place pool, and he is 7th in the show pool. Somebody's betting your damn horse.
Okay. If people watch, like, pay attention to workouts at Oaklawn, he's been working out pretty well. So that could be why.
By the way, wet paint 3-2 currently.
3-2. I mean, she's kind of been 3-2 for a few hours, hasn't she?
Unless that's not updated. It says 8-5 on the screen, 3-2 on the actual like
Okay.
Twinspire site.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I mean, I guess maybe because we're there and we're probably getting drinks or something at this point. They always do the walkover with the Oaks horses?
Yep.
See,
They
dude, it's
do.
been like years since literally since we watched one of these on TV.
Is anyone acting up
A
on
race
the
at
walkover?
Churchill, you're right.
31 minutes to post. Now we're inside Saratoga to post time.
Oh, don't bring up Saratoga. Better days. Better days.
Alex. There you go, Alex.
Hey,
wanna-
Aaron, you want to
Yes.
split a win bet on your horse? And if it wins, then we enter the Kentucky Derby contest together tomorrow?
Nope.
Oh,
You had me until you said Kentucky Derby contest.
you're killing me.
By the way, if anybody ever needs Japanese translated, I saw Alex bragging about how good she is at translating Japanese, so you can hit her up for that. She'll tell you exactly what Dermasotogake means in Japanese.
What
Also,
does
Want to give a shout out. I just busted this open. My camera's following it up. So it's actually pretty good. I got to say, Woodford batch this year, pretty good.
That's what I'm
Oh,
drinking.
I thought you were going to say Woodford's good. I'm like, yeah.
Well, no, it's the aren't these special batches, or did I make that up, Jared?
I think they're just regular batches with.
I think it's regular batch with the label that costs $10 extra.
No,
Hey,
well.
but I don't blame you. I've been looking for one.
I have 4. I pre-ordered 4 of them.
Hey, Alex, what does Mimi Kikuchi mean?
Yeah, happy to help, Alex says. Mimi
Come on.
Kikuchi. What is it? I did know that the owner of
Mimi Kikuchi.
owner's wife for Sotogake is a the owner's a dermatologist, and then Sotogake is a there you go. Dermatologist is the owner, and then Sotogake is a sumo finishing move. Which, Aaron, I'm surprised we haven't heard that on AEW because they'll drop every other Japanese finishing move out of a sock face on that show.
I agree. I totally agree. It is shocking for sure.
Or if you're Mike Somich, it's Dumi Sudoku, baby. Manu is just all over Somich.
No, actually, that's what they say at the massage parlor,
Right.
guys. Not in this race, okay?
There you go. It's a restaurant. She
See,
says.
Alex thought I was being mean, and I was being serious. Alex knows.
No one thought you were being mean.
She did. She actually tweeted that she only knew how to translate winners in Japanese, but
Gotcha.
that's what I was referencing. There you go.
All
That
right.
makes sense. Ed Burke asked, why don't we have Feza in the Oaks under another trainer's name? The owner of Feza refused to transfer her. He said, I'd rather stay with Baffert and just not go to the Kentucky Oaks because you've got literally every race other than Kentucky Oaks available to her. And let's be honest, they're all going to be easier for her to win than the Kentucky Oaks. So that's 14 horses versus 6 in the Alabama. You know, that's a big grade 1 race at Saratoga. So
I do agree. She is visually, in a group that doesn't seem very impressive. She's very visually impressive, Feza.
Yep, she is.
all right. The Japanese domination starts here in race 8 at Oaklawn Park with Como Rabino Omayori. Theodoro.
Manu, you're not going to hit that one? Come on.
You're going to get us canceled over here.
Oh man,
That's the horse's name. You tell me
Uh-huh.
how to pronounce it if I didn't get it right.
Okay.
I'm sure Vic will get it right.
Vic's not there.
Vic's gone.
Thank
Vic's not
God
there,
Vic
Mike.
is gone from there.
That was
Vic's
the
at a
joke.
track none of us are allowed to watch or play.
okay.
Going
Unbelievable.
off the rails. We need the Oaks to get here.
Yeah. Hey, we just got to watch
Husker Butch on Oaks Day. Good Lord, what does my life turn into?
Husker's going to win. And then we're all going to go nuts. And then we can talk about the Oaks here. We still have 27 more minutes.
There we go.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Hey, he got out of the gate.
He did. That's a good start.
Yeah, he's in a good spot.
Aaron, do you have your own silks as an owner?
No, that's KVH's silks that he's got on.
Oh, okay.
the race
I didn't know
now.
if that was part of it, that you had to get your own silks or something.
He's
No,
rolling.
I'll
Well,
take
look
this
at Oscar,
9/11 5
32
try.
to 1.
Look at him.
Don't get
Keep
panicked.
going. Don't slow down.
Wire.
Yeah.
Ah,
Here he
shit.
goes.
All right. Whoa,
Oh,
Husker.
oh.
Come
Oh, it's
on.
weird.
What happened to him?
Yeah, the 11 got in front of him and fucked him up.
Well, now he's
Yeah,
gonna
this-
finish last.
He can't
He's
handle
slow.
adversity.
Inquiry.
He's stopping the Japanese horse from winning. That's what he's doing.
Good.
Now there's 2 way back there. I
Come
think
on,
he might
beat
beat
those
those 2.
Beat those 2, Husker.
He's on the rail.
Yeah, look at him saving all the ground.
Come on. Boy.
Switch your leads, buddy. Yeah, I think he's gonna get
Is he
last.
even on the screen?
He's
Yeah, he's on the
barely.
screen now.
He's
The 11 would have won, regardless.
Yeah.
Boy,
Well, I
that
think we
3
would've beat him.
stride- That 3 horse, the stride shortened real fast.
Hey, there we are.
Hey,
Hey,
one,
we
two,
beat
you
three.
beat 3
He
horses.
beat
You
3
beat
of
three
them.
Yes. Better than double numbers.
I love it. Good job. Okay, now we can go to the Oaks.
All right.
There we go.
So a few things I was looking at a little bit ago. Let me pull that up. The Oaks Derby double payouts, and I thought it was interesting that now I can't bring it up as I. Oh, here it is. I thought it was interesting on some of these will pays that. Well, now it's on. Great. Thank you for that. Earlier, it was showing that the will pay. Oh, here you go. The 7 with 5 is 19-1. So that's tap it twice. The 7 with the 14 is 14-1. So actually lower odds, and then 11-1 on Forte. So those are your clear 24-1 on Derma. Actually, the Japanese horse, Mandarin Hero, is 62-1, which is one of the lower ones compared to the other ones. Kings Barnes is 49-1, and these are all with wet paint, I should say. But that's really Phil's is 41-1. But I just thought it was interesting that Tabit Trice is actually second choice, or third choice, I should say. But if you don't count Forte, second choice behind Angel of Empire. So Angel of Empire getting a lot of bet on the Derby, Oaks Derby double.
Yeah, if you go across the board and you step out to some other horses as well outside of just wet paint, in some cases, right now, Angel of Empire is the favorite. I mean, if you look at the if you look at it with the 4, for instance, here with Southlawn, Angel of Empire is paying 35 and Forte is paying 42. So it's pretty close with Tapit Trice as well. So right now, the 3 of them are all fairly close on the board when you're looking at these doubles. I guess for me, the big question here, Aaron, we'll start out with you. How do you attack this race, right? 8-5. We were saying 7-5 this morning is what you're going to get on wet paint. So we're right around the right price on wet paint. Is it worth a win bet if you're sitting there with a 7-5 to 8-5 number? Are you trying to play a cold exacta? Are you looking at the Derby doubles? How are you kind of figuring out how you want to put your bankroll to use in this race?
Yeah, I've got a win bet on wet paint. That's first and foremost what I would do. I just really like her. I think it is playable at 8-5. You know, if it was crazy and got down to even money or something, that's when you'd want to back off. But I think she's playable at that price. And look, I really like Southlawn as well. So I would play a wet paint Southlawn exacta in this as well. As far as the doubles into the Derby, I singled wet paint here, and I used Tapit Trice and Angel of Empire in the next leg.
Jared, what about you? You had wet paint on top as well. I know you put together a bunch of doubles into the Derby. Anything changed on that front with kind of the rumors swirling around Forte? Does that kind of downgrade you on Forte? You still going to consider the same setup? I know you mainly focused on Tapit Trice there as your big bet, but based on these payouts, are you kind of change anything once you're seeing that?
Yeah, so basically the way I like to do it, well, for one, I did have Forte in there originally, and then I went back and updated it just around noon today, and I just thought, I'm keying Forte in second everywhere. I don't think he can win. That's kind of been my play against all along. So I replaced him with Derma in my doubles, and I kind of structured. I think like a lot of people want to play just like a $10 or whatever, $20 exacta part wheel where you play just the 7 with and you list off boom, 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 boom. But in reality, when you start looking at these will pays, you can structure them out a little differently. I got a $20 will pay or a $20 double 7-5, basically meaning wet paint to Tapit Trice. But that's my strongest opinion, right? And then kind of based off those will pays, I've got it structuring down a little bit. I've got $12 on a 7-14. I've got 10 on 7, whatever. So you go down the line, and you kind of have to you can lower those values instead of wasting that money, like having to say you wanted to play a $20 base on Tapit Trice, but you don't want to play a $20 base on Hero, so you might as well just try to structure that down. So I've got 5 different horses in the Derby, and I'm all keyed up on wet paint. My thought was that I wasn't comfortable playing wet paint below 2-1. Kind of thought that's where she would go. She is. So instead of playing a $50 win bet or whatever on her, I decided to put $50 towards that Oaks Derby double and try to maximize my return.
Papa Dude, who do you have on top here? And what are your thoughts here? Oaks Derby double versus betting this race as a vertical race.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm not crazy about wet paint. I mean, I like her and I think she's going to win, but I'm not confident enough to bet a bunch of money on her to win. You could put a 50-cent trifecta. I don't know what it would pay, but I'm kind of leaning towards like a 7, 6, 14, 4 trifecta box. I don't know what that would pay, but look at the odds. They're pretty good.
Well.
If you could do what?
It'd pay well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like that. I think 3 of those 4 have got a good shot to get in there. I might do that rather than bet a whole bunch of money on wet paint, because you got to bet a lot of money to make money on her. And I think she's going to win, but I'm not confident at 8-5 because there's some good horses in this field. And she's very impressive. I don't know how good the Oaklawn meet was. I just don't know enough to bet her at 8-5. That's what I would do. And then the Derby, I can't even look at the Derby because I don't know if Forte is going to run. I can't even wrap my brain around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, from a Derby perspective, if you're looking at these, the Derby has a consolation payout in the double. So if you bet wet paint with Forte and Forte scratches, you get a conso payout.
Yeah.
In the pick 3, if you bet it, you get the post-time favorite, which is most likely going to be Tapit Trice, or based on the way these are like breaking out, Angel of Empire.
Yeah.
So depending on who you like in the Derby, the pick 3 may be the better bet there, because everyone who bets Forte, if Forte does scratch, ends up moving over to the post-time favorite. I don't like Tapit Trice. I know a couple people on this stream do, but that makes me like the idea of betting that pick 3, because if everyone moves from Forte to Tapit Trice and I don't like Tapit Trice, that creates a little bit of more value in that pick 3 side. So I think that is a reasonable bet there if you don't like Tapit Trice, who I expect to be the post-time favorite if Forte scratches out. And then the question is, do you really want to play Forte anyway if there's rumors that there are issues here? So you kind of have to take a step back and decide how you feel about both Tapit Trice and Forte possibly running at sub 100%, and then make decisions based off of that when you're looking at it. We've had quite a few people ask, Aaron, what about the track bias?
Yeah.
Watching this races today, do you feel like there's been a track bias today?
No, I don't. I think the best horses that have run the best have won the races. I don't really see a bias. I wish there was a bias where speed horses won every race, because then I wouldn't have lost $200 in the 5th race because my horse was ahead and finished 3rd. So I'm not going to sit here and say that there's a speed bias. What great closer didn't win, I guess, would be my rebuttal to that, right? I think Amore, people might look at him or her, but she had a horrible break from the gate. She had to go really wide. I don't think a track bias is going to get wet paint beat. I think if she's not good enough, that's what can get her beat in the spot.
Jared, what about you? Have you seen or feel like there's a track bias, and does it move you away from playing wet paint today?
No, it doesn't. Listen, it's all going to be about, just like it is in the Derby. Obviously, not quite as to the extent with not having 20 horses, or I guess this year 18, possibly 18. It's going to come down to a trip. I mean, she obviously, her style, being wet paint, she's going to have to create somewhat of a trip. But I just think there's enough speed signed on in here that it's going to set this thing up for her to make her run. And again, I don't necessarily, and I think the only caveat for me is if Southlawn is like the goods, and maybe she's just better than I think she is. But past that, I just don't know that there's a lot of horses in here that are that overly great. We've seen that the whole Oaks Trail, and meanwhile, wet paint. I get that you mentioned it a little bit, Papa Dude. The circuit at Oaklawn, both on the males and female side, was not very good, but she destroyed. I mean, she was really good in those races. So to me, I just think the way the race sets up, I think she's the best of a, let's call it, mediocre Oaks.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Somich, just real quick on this, because I know we're getting closer to the Oaks. I got to ask you a question. I've been thinking about this as we get more and more scratches, and I'm not trolling you. This is a serious question. Like, a lot of your reason to be against Tapit Trice is because he's going to get kind of crushed on, right? Which it's legit. I've acknowledged that. As I'm not arguing that, but as more and more horses come out, do you get a little worried about that thought?
If we were at like 12, I would be.
Yeah.
At 19, 18, no.
So,
I mean, because it's still the same idea that all the speeds to the inside.
Yeah.
He doesn't break as fast as any of those horses. He ends up in the one post of a 15-horse field.
Yeah.
And that, so if we got down to like 12, yeah, and then it's a completely different story, because then you're looking at much more of a race, like the race you saw at Keeneland. But with this big of a field, to me, I still can't get behind Tapit Trice. And my bigger thing is that if Forte scratches, and now I'm looking at 5-2 or 3-1 on Tapit Trice, that's a hard pass for me.
Fair.
It's not like we're losing horses that are complete donkeys here, right? We lost Practical Move, who was 10-1. We're going to lose if we lose Forte. He's favored at 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
That money's going to Tapit Trice, right? It's not like we're losing a bunch of 50-1 shots here and keeping the other pieces of it. And so, it becomes almost a bigger fade for me if he's 5-2 in an 18-horse field than if he's 5-1 in a 20-horse field.
Yeah, no, it makes sense to me on the price for sure. I think I feel better about his trip today than I did with the original draw, because he also 2 horses drew in that are going to have less speed than him. I know they're way away from him, but I think it's less and less likely he's going to get the absolute nightmare trip. It still could be tricky, but I think it helps him. I don't think you're arguing. Scratches do help him in this situation.
Yeah, no, they definitely do. I mean, obviously, a smaller field benefits him with this post. I think Cyclone Mischief and Mandarin Hero are both faster than he is. So it's really just King Russell that drew in that's slower.
I don't know about Mandarin Hero. I think from that post, they'll kind of take him back. We'll see, though. King Russell for sure, yeah.
With King Russell in the race, you still feel good about him being 20th position at the finish line?
Yeah, first 5 under, yeah, I do.
There's no way that King Russell's faster than that horse.
It's not necessarily about being fast enough. It's that King Russell's got nobody to his outside coming down on him, and Tapit Trice has everybody just going like that.
I mean, King Russell was 6 lengths off of 47 1/2. That puts him at going 48-3 last time out. I mean, Tapit Trice last time out went 48-2. So it's not like there's a massive gap. Faster. Yeah, you're right. There's
he's faster.
0.2 of a second difference, and one has no one to his outside, and the other has 16 horses to his outside.
You guys think that Tapit Trice is just mule slow. I mean, you guys are gonna be you're gonna have a huge awakening tomorrow.
I think if anybody other than Saez is on him, he's dead last under the wire. I think he's 15th, 16th under the wire. But with anybody other than Saez pushing the shit out of him, he's dead last.
I'm going to mute both of you at the break of the Derby tomorrow, so we don't have so many F-bombs dropped when he misses the break and is 5 lengths behind everybody.
Okay.
Well, I fully acknowledge that it could happen, but I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. That's where I'm at with it.
And this is the other thing, and I kind of agree with Truth here. This is the other part of the big field. If there was a smaller field and he could get wide on the backside and then kind of figure out his run and not be 10 wide, I would have much more interest in Tapit Trice in the Derby. I've said this multiple times. I think he might be the most talented horse in that field. I just hate the size of the field and the setup he's getting, and especially at the price that you're getting on him.
Come on, 6. Well,
it's all right. You got the 11, don't you, Magic?
I got the 11. Yeah.
Good job.
That's all right. We'll still hit. It's just going to be for maybe 4% of what the 6 was going to pay.
Yeah.
11 won for fun though. Nice job, Aaron.
Now, did you play it for $10?
I did.
Well, you made $325 then. That's not bad.
I'll take it.
Jeez.
I mean, it seems pretty solid bet to me.
That's a pretty good bet.
How much did he pay to the 6?
What's that?
$13.75 for $10.
How is $350 4% of $1,400?
I know. When he said that, I double checked the wheel pays. I thought that was paying $32.50.
Listen,
the
two of you know
it's like $60.
The two of you know from the Magic Mike show. I don't do math. Mike doesn't do names, and I don't do math. That's why we work together. Because I'm great with names, he's great with numbers.
Well,
flip it around. We're both fucked.
I've never whiffed on a name that badly.
Well,
Manu disagrees.
I was so confused because he wasn't excited, and I thought, well, shit, he made $325.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
All right, we're 11 minutes from post here to the Oaks. Let's rip through the field and let's make some decisions on horses we think you can use, not use, and then talk about how we're going to actually play this race here. Mimi Kakushi on the rail here. Jared, use, not use, any interest?
Okay, listen, I don't have a lot of interest in her, but I told our very good employee there, Dr. Miranda, who's been all over the Oaks races this year and has been.
I wish he was all over Twitter.
she's got this horse on top. And she's been out there and said how good this horse looks. I'm going to respect her opinion. So while I personally don't necessarily love this horse, I think she's got a chance based off of my expert analysis that I have from Churchill.
All right. Anyone else interested using her in the Super?
I
Nope.
might put her in fourth.
I could
Okay.
I
She
could see
could
the
get
Super.
fourth.
Yeah.
All right, so possible, we'll call him possible underneath. The Alleys, look, I'll talk about this one. I actually considered this horse in this race for a while for my third or fourth spot. Second off the layoff, the races at Fairgrounds were pretty good back in late 22, early 23. A little disappointed in the run last time out, but has a significantly better situation here, I thought, just with the post draw. There's a bunch of speed. She should be able to sit right behind it. I think she's got a shot at running into the Tri or the Super. Anyone agree or disagree?
I've liked this horse, Somich. I like her consistency. Now, she's kind of just been consistently mediocre to a little bit better than mediocre, but I do think she's one that's going to come run, and I wouldn't hate using that one either.
All right, Magic, tell us about Gambling Girl.
Todd Pletcher trainee, Irad Hops aboard, was aboard 2-back for the Honeybee Stakes at Oaklawn Park, and the slop was no match for Wet Paint, but hey, let's be honest, who has been? I really thought that she had a great race, a better than it looked in the race in the Gazelle. Promise Her America just got the jump on her and was able to hold on. She's improving. A horse fourth, maybe third, if one of the top three horses that I like don't hit one of them doesn't fire, but she's got a chance. I just feel like she's a lesser version of a Wet Paint that's going to come from off the pace.
Anyone think she can win?
No.
Nope. All right. Papa Dude, tell us about South Lawn.
Oh, well, thanks. Okay, let me pull this up here. 2 straight wins. First in the Oaks at the Fairgrounds. Why can't she win? I think she is a real threat. So definitely got to use her.
To me, she is one of the only 2 horses I think can win this race. I think it's South Lawn and Wet Paint. Magic, top pick. Tell us why.
Top pick. Because I thought that the race that she ran in the Fairgrounds Oaks was very impressive, and I have Pretty Mischievous third. I thought that Pretty Mischievous was a very solid filly. I think the South Lawn's going to get a better trip than Wet Paint in the fact that she will get the jump on Wet Paint, and I think that she has the stamina and the endurance and the talent to be able to hold off Wet Paint. So that's why I put her on top.
All right, I'll take the 5 Wonder Wheel here. Third off a layoff. This is your Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies winner. 6-1 on that day. A little bit of an upset there. Has not really returned to form that we saw at 2-year-old. I think that's the biggest concern with Wonder Wheel. It's why you're getting 11-1 on the board right now. The race back at Tampa I thought was really disappointing, and then followed up with a pretty disappointing Grade 1 Asheville. I wouldn't be shocked if she hits the board, but not one I'm really confident in. Is there anyone who's excited about putting her in your Tri or Super?
No.
No.
All right, Jared, tell us about Botanical.
I mean, Botanical is probably one of the more interesting horses in the race, just because of she's rattled off 4 in a row. However, all 4 of those have been on synthetic after making her 2 first starts on the turf. Now making her dirt debut. Listen, if you've translated the numbers over to dirt, now again, you can't quite do that. She's not only is she fit, she is a standout really in the race. Her numbers last 2 races have been very, very impressive. Mile 16th last time out, she looked even better. I mean, she's a wild card at 6-1. I think she's worth a play because we don't know what she is, right? She's the unknown. She's a little Kings Barney-ish with we just don't know what quite she is. To me, though, I would use her underneath on top or not at all.
Aaron?
She's the one that makes you look dumb if you don't use her. I don't understand why, if they thought she was a real serious contender, they wouldn't have tried the dirt before now. So that's kind of why I don't like her.
Yeah.
That's good.
I got other question marks too.
I don't love the fact that her first 2 races were on turf, and then they went to synthetic.
Right.
It was clearly that they thought this was a turf horse early. I wouldn't be shocked if she's going to win, but I can't get excited about putting there. 7 Wet Paint, your favorite. I think 4 of the 5 of us picked Wet Paint on top here. Not going to go into too much details with her because we're about 6 minutes to post. Promise Her America. Aaron, you want to tell us about her?
You know, look, the horse isn't for me. I see a couple people maybe trying to play her here. Big 26-1 shot last time out in the Gazelle. I thought that was a pretty weak race. That's why I don't love Gambling Girl today either as well. So it's not for me. If you guys want to get her involved, don't let me talk you off of her. It's just not a horse that I like.
Magic, the number 9, and Tell Me No Lies, coming in from California. Lost to Feza the last 2 times out. We talked about that horse. 40-1 on the board. Any interest?
Maybe for your super effective, but the fact that she wasn't even competitive with And Tell Me No Lies, and then she came to Keeneland for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies after winning 3 straight on the dirt for Peter Miller. I don't have any interest in her in this spot. I didn't use her at all. I mean, especially I thought as the St. Anita Oaks, that was the spot where she was 6.5 lengths behind Faiza. And Faiza is good. Faiza's not a world beater. Like, you might play her on top because she's undefeated Bob Baffert horse, but she's not like a super horse. So no interest in And Tell Me No Lies.
Number 10, Flying Connection. Kind of your definition of cheap speed here. Went gate to wire the last 2 times at Sunland Park. Went very quickly, but that is over a track that lets you go very fast early. The times in the end weren't great. I think she's you're going to know her early. You won't know her late. Anyone think she can hang around? No.
Probably
All right.
not.
Papa Dude, we'll go to you for number 11, Defining Purposes here. McPeak Hernandez getting 14-1 on the board. And Doc's pick. You agree with him, Papa Dude?
Well, here's the thing about this horse coming off a very good win, but had been bad in the 2 previous. Was terrible in the Honeybee at Oaklawn. Hit or miss with this one. I could see McPeak screwing us all up, though. I think you got to consider it. I really do.
Anyone like Defining Purposes here?
What's the word?
I think you can make a case that
you say Somich.
What's that?
What's the Somich or the Somich saying? Or this might be the funeral. The wedding was last time.
That's fair. 20-1 winner last time out in a small field, only 7 horses. Beat Punch Bowl and Julia Shining. This time you're getting 14-1 in a bigger, deeper field, I would say. So yeah, this feels a little bit like the funeral here. Sorry, Dr. Tang and Chris Mayo. All right, Aaron, we'll go to you here for the 12-horse Darth Vader, who we all saw win at 46-1 and then get way over bet at 4-1. Speaking of weddings and funerals, what do you think?
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing that kind of Jared just mentioned and laid out, only we saw it happen live and in person with Darth Vader, I should say. That race in the Devona Dale, yeah, she was 46-1, but she won like a 2-5 shot. I mean, that was never in doubt. Wasn't anything fluky about it. Came back. She wasn't awful in the Gulfstream Park Oaks, but she came back down to earth. Now we got a bad post. I don't have a lot of interest in the 12.
Magic, the 13, Affirmative Lady, won back-to-back races at Gulfstream Park, but got beat by Gambling Girl and Julia Shining in the 2 prior to that. Any chance here for the Grand Motion trainee?
Boy, I would have, because I loved her in the Gulfstream Park Oaks. I would have loved her in this spot, but you see that Luis Saez is not aboard. And that, to me, that's a big sign. Luis Saez, I thought, was a big reason why she was able to win the Gulfstream Park Oaks. You look at the horses that are in that race, and it just really hasn't, nobody else from that race is showing up here other than Darth Vader, and we all kind of think that she's a one-turn horse, and yet that's where Saez ends up. If you want to use her in your superfecta, maybe she gets lucky and hits the try. That's it. I think that she's she's definitely improving. The blinkers, I think, have really helped her a lot. The fact that Saez is on Darth Vader after winning the Gulfstream Park Oaks on her, that scares me off of her.
I like the fact that she's actually run at the distance twice. I have her in 3rd right now on my try. I think she can run up and get a piece of this thing. All right, 1 horse left here. Jared, we'll go to you. The 14-horse Pretty Mischievous ran second to Southland last time after beating Hoosier Philly, Miracle, the Alleys Look, a bunch of other horses here, but draws the 14, adds blinkers. What do you think?
Yeah, to me, this is the one of the race that I'm pretty dead set against. That could make me, as Halterman said earlier, could make me look stupid. Because, I was on this horse, and then after that, I didn't think I had any excuse whatsoever other than Southland being a better horse last out. You can make a case that, whatever reason didn't run great, but before that had looked great, looked like the beast of the fairgrounds. If she would have drew a little bit better, I would have been a little bit more interested. She's going to have to be quite a bit better than she was last time out in order to kind of turn the tables here. So not for me, maybe underneath, because she has been a gutty horse, never been off the board, but not on the win side.
All right, we're going to rip through it here. We're only 2 minutes to post now. So, Jared, you go first. We'll go right across the board. How you betting the race?
Well, I kind of mentioned it earlier. I love wet paint here. I think that's the logical winner. But I don't hate the 8-5. I think that's fair if you're playing the win. But for me, I'm trying to max out the value, playing some Oaks Derby doubles into some of the more logical horses. Tappan Trice and Derma and King's Barnes, some of those horses. But whoever you like in the Derby, I think you can maximize the value here with wet paint. So wet paint on top for me.
Aaron?
$50 to win on wet paint. That's what I'm doing. That's the play. Going to keep it simple. Just hope she closes up and wins it.
Papa Dude?
I'm going to go a 50-cent try on 7, 6, 4, 14.
I played a very large 7-4 exacta cold. It's been one of the bets I've been waiting for all day. I think it goes wet paint over Southlawn straight. And then I played the 7-4 over the 7-4 over the 2-13 in a trifecta. Magic?
4, 7, 14 straight try.
There we go. All right,
Mine's
we
a
are
mine's
loading.
a try box. I boxed mine.
Okay.
All right, we are loading into the gate here for the Kentucky Oaks.
Here we go.
Nice little precursor here to the Derby.
Here we go.
I really hope wet paint wins.
I mean, I played the guide, so yeah, I hope wet paint wins too.
Me too.
There's wet paint. Okay.
Here we go.
Going to be interesting to see how what the early pace
Southlawn on the
setup is here,
lead.
because you got 4 or 5 horses that want to go. Yeah, but she's going to back off,
There you
right?
go.
Yep. There goes the 10.
She did, yeah.
Kind of what we
She
expected
was
there.
looking at the 10, waiting for her to come over.
The 12 pressing early. So Darth Vader, the other horse that we kind of expected to be out front. I'm actually surprised Pretty Mischievous isn't further up. Who got swung there? The 3 horse.
Whoa.
Is that the 8?
And who is-
Promise Her America went screwy, took out the 9, and Tell Me No Lies.
That
Boy,
was
if you
almost
like
bad.
wet paint, this is perfect. She's not too
Wet
far
paint.
back.
20,
She's in a good
23
spot. They're running
flat.
fast.
23
Wet
flat.
paint
there's
got
your
very
cheap
lucky
speed.
not to be involved in that stuff there, too.
Yes. She
Yep.
was a very likely candidate to be involved, and she
Yeah.
avoided it.
I thought for a half
Look
a second she was Somich, and then I realized I kind of noticed the silks. But yeah, look at that. 40 sub 47 here. They are
flying.
moving.
Dr. Miranda's top play, the one Mimi Kikuchi sitting there in the catbird seat waiting for those horses to slow down. And we know that she's got the endurance to go the distance.
Raylu's starting to send the 4 here. Southlawn on the outside. And wet paint looking to try and get to start
Pretty
rolling out there
Mischievous
as
is
well.
looking pretty good too.
Mhm.
Gonna go 4 wide, but she's looking good.
Well, it's time to get going if you're wet paint.
If you're wet paint, you got to make a move.
She's starting to.
She's more
Is
of
she?
a stretch runner than a move on the turn. So
Yeah.
Here comes the alleys look as well.
Can
You're
she
gonna have to
get
chase
open?
down Pretty Mischievous. You're gonna have to chase down Pretty Mischievous, and I don't think you're gonna
Wet
do
paint's
it.
not going to do it.
no.
Nope. Pretty
No, Wet
Mischievous,
Paint's
horse
not
for
gonna run a
course. 2
step.
wins at Churchill.
Gambling
Make it
Girl, the
3.
3 horse that got swung wide is flying.
Oh!
Oh my God!
Is she going to
Oh!
get there?
Nope, she's
No,
not, but
she's
that's
not
a hell of
gonna
an
quite
effort
get
from the
there.
3.
Oh.
14-3.
Oh,
Ooh, 2-7.
pretty
14-3,
mischievous.
2-7.
Wow. That trifecta is going to pay stacks.
Oh, huge!
That makes me very angry because I've liked that horse all year. Didn't
Yeah,
like
where the
that
hell
last
was that
race.
last time out.
Ugh.
That's the crazy part. If you look back at Pretty Mischievous, and the 14 post is what got me. The fact that and she adds blinkers. She was $1.30 against Southlawn last time. And here you
Horse
come
for
back,
course.
you're getting a monster price on her. Southlawn, their second favorite, and Pretty Mischievous gets the job done.
Yeah. Man.
And wet paint was awful.
Yep.
Beyond
Yep.
awful. Yeah.
Just not very good today, for sure.
So I guess the next question, track bias. Any more concerns about it heading into tomorrow now?
I mean, Gambling Girl almost won after getting hit and swung way wide on the first turn and still was way out there and almost got up there and won. No, I really don't think it's a track bias. I really don't.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I think Gambling Girl kind of proved that wrong there by coming from so
Mhm.
far back in that spot.
Man, oh man.
Phew.
Where did Flying Connection finish? Rob says that he said I'd said she'd run big, and all I see is her fading in the stretch to be about 8th.
She ran fast.
Hey, look at this, Rodney. Rodney hit the exacta. Look at that.
Nice.
Oh
Rodney's
my God!
Rodney's been a supporter of us for a long time in the YouTube chat. Rodney, that is all. Like, we didn't hit this. Obviously, we're all on wet paint. Congratulations to you, man. That's
Oh, that's
awesome.
going to be massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 to 1 over 13 to 1. Who ran third?
The Alley's look 30
30 to 1 on the Alley's
Good
look.
God.
I had her. And then 8 to 5 on wet paint, who ends up as your favorite running
Oof.
fourth here.
I played Southlawn
and have won.
I played Southlawn and Pretty Mischievous in the Oaks Derby double. So I'm happy with that result, but I wish that wet paint had gotten it for the guide. I know you guys needed that.
Well, I thought she was in a great spot. I thought she was going to be really tough to beat up the backside. Just another one that just didn't quite get it going, and pretty mischievous, man. You got to give her a lot of credit from that 14 hole. Boy, that was a really good race from her.
It's a huge effort. I mean, she was 3 wide on the first turn, 3 wide on the second turn, and just kept on going.
Yep.
Time is not bad
You
either.
know what?
149.4.
Dorth Vader getting 5th is a big surprise to me there, because I don't know about you guys. I really thought for sure she would hit the quarter pole and just completely tank after that. So I don't know if everybody else behind her was also bad or what happened there. Where did Southlawn end up? She's not anywhere in the top 5.
No.
right?
No.
She was about 8th
Oaklawn and
going into the
Botanical.
stretch and just stopped.
Wow.
Botanical, you just mentioned too. I never even saw her.
No.
today.
She never got
No.
a call, did she?
No. Mm-mm.
I would have to go back and
Nope.
see how the break went for her, because you expected her to be forwardly placed.
Yeah, she
And
was
she was
never up there.
nowhere in that front pack when I was
Nope.
watching the race.
Yeah.
Man.
Maybe that's definitely a filly in Botanical. Wait till she gets back on turf, and with Brad Cox being her trainer, you expect to see her at Belmont and Saratoga. Botanical, watch for her on the turf. She'll probably be. You'll probably get a good price on her, at least maybe not the first race, but definitely the second race that she tries on turf. She doesn't win that first one.
Christopher's saying Southland took a rough
Oh.
step. Didn't see it. We'll have to look
Mm-mm.
back at it. Hate to hear that though.
So let's take a peek here at the Oaks Derby doubles. Your favorite is going
Yeah.
to be the 14 Angel of Empire, 53-1.
Wow.
Your second choice
Yes, love
will be the
that.
5 Tappet Trice at 71-1. Your third choice will be Forte at 72-1. Is Forte going to go off the third choice if he's in this race tomorrow? Aaron, what do you think?
He might. Based on that, those are usually pretty accurate. So I think there's a lot of smoke now. So
I don't think
yeah,
he's gonna run.
I don't think
I
he
don't
is.
either.
Oh, whoops.
I would tend to agree with both of you.
I wouldn't be. It's gonna be a pain in the ass for all of us, right? I mean, I think what I would tell you guys on here as owner of the site, have your picks ready, have the backup ready. So tomorrow, when this news happens, you just send them over.
Yeah.
Because I think we can all agree that this is pending news that most likely will happen. And honestly, from what it seems like we've heard, if it does happen, or if it doesn't, I'm sorry, I don't know how you have a lot of confidence in him running well. Like I have Forte keyed in second, and I can tell you right now, I'm going to be updating that tonight. So
Yeah,
I don't think he runs unless he learns how to talk.
Jack says no explanation why he's going to think Forte will scratch. He took a bad step in a workout on 5-4. Was on the track this morning, didn't get rave reviews about it, and supposedly is going to work again tomorrow morning before they make a decision. So that's the current situation on Forte. It's a bad step on Thursday in training, and they had him on the track this morning and didn't say yes, but didn't say no for the Derby.
So it's obviously not major. It's definitely very minor, in my opinion.
Yep. He's got something's nagging him, and they're just trying to, wait till the last second to see that maybe he can run.
Yep.
I didn't mean to block that guy. I'm frantically trying to figure out how. Like I meant to hit to highlight it, and I accidentally blocked Amateur Alchemist. So I'm trying very desperately to figure out how to get him back in here.
he's a great fan too.
Amateur
Way to
Alchemist
go.
Magic owes you a drink.
I know.
Yeah, I was like, why
fantastic fan. Terrible.
He came up
Magic.
and said he blocked
God.
him. Like, why did you do that? He didn't do anything.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one wondering what happened there.
Yeah.
All right. Final thoughts on Oaks Day here, Jared.
Boy, I'd like to forget this one. I cashed 0 bets. Worst day that I've had in a long time. Let's put it that way. I love and that's just it. I love the way I structured my bets. I love playing wet paint into a bunch of horses in the Derby. And the thing is, like, the horses I was strong. I had pretty good opinions on. I mean, it's not like they got edge. They didn't even run second. Like it was just been one of those days, man. So I'm got a lot of bets for Saturday. for tomorrow. A lot of big bets, and we'll see what happens in the Derby. But yeah, so on to day 2. It's a 2-day thing, so hopefully we can turn it around.
Aaron?
Yeah, just to echo what he said. It hasn't been the best for sure. It's not great timing to have a day where a lot of the opinions don't come in. I thankfully have avoided a complete disaster with the exacta with Caravel in the 8th race, but this is not really a day I would love to have a bad one, but I have, and like I say, hopefully tomorrow's better. I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes.
Papa Dude?
I have a feeling a lot of people had a bad one. It was just not a good day. Nothing went right. What we say, maybe the star of the show is Caravel today.
Mm-hmm.
The big stars didn't show up, did they? So just one of those days. I'm just wondering how weak was Oaklawn this year.
Yeah,
Really
the way
weak.
what paint ran today.
As soon as she was in the stretch and knew she wasn't picking off horses, I thought, I was wrong about how good she was.
Yeah, for me, happy for Brendan Walsh that he got the victory here. It's fun to see someone not named Pletcher or Cox win this race after all the entrants that they had. So excited that he got a job done here in the Oaks. Smile Happy, I think, is the other one that I took away from this.
Yeah.
I thought Smile Happy ran really well in an older male group that is wide open, coming back as a 4-year-old. I think that you got to at least keep your eye on him there. And thank God for Hillary pick 5. That made it a good day. Luckily, we got there. We'll see what we can do tomorrow. Magic, you want to tell us your thoughts and take us out?
I'm very sorry to Amateur Alchemist that I blocked you on accident. I'm very, very sorry about one. Do not put me in charge of your nuclear arsenals if you're a country that has such capabilities. Unless you're someone that doesn't like America, then please put me in charge. I'd love to. Actually, no, that's definitely not the one. Nope, never mind. My thoughts. Get me out of here, Mike.
We will be back tomorrow with a little more focused coverage on your Kentucky Derby Day card. We're going to start at what? It was 11:45 Pacific, 2:45 Eastern. Magic, is that correct?
No, 1:45 p.m. Pacific. We're not getting up that early.
No.
Not 1:45.
12:45 Central Time, 1:45 Eastern Time.
Yeah. So
10:45 Pacific.
So I was dead on. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
11:45.
Why did you go to me? I'm spinning here, spinning my wheels. Why did you go back to me?
Because you scheduled the live shows. All right, we'll be back at 11:45 Pacific, 2:45 Eastern tomorrow for full coverage of the Kentucky Derby. Talk about Forte, talk about what's going on there, and an amazing undercard there. Thank you very much for joining us for Racing Dudes Live on Kentucky Oaks Day. We will see you tomorrow. Good luck with the last 2 races of the day if you're playing them. Magic, you take us out.
Wait, am I hitting the button? You closed us out. I thought you were hitting the button.
Wow.
RacingDudes.com is your home for the best free picks for every race, every track across the country. We're ramping up for the 2023 Kentucky Derby, and we want you to join us in the fun. Subscribe to Racing Dudes YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you never miss a single video. Want to make money betting horses? Bet with the Racing Dudes.